right.
What's up?
Oh, we Felipe.
You scared Felipe off.
Felipe's ghost.
Beer.
Felipe's always got a beer. Oh,
I'm back with beer.
what kind of beer you got there, Felipe?
Huh?
What kind of beer you got?
I got a free dive. Copper tail.
Oh, very nice.
This is pretty good. It's from Florida. It's 9% beer.
Oh, that's the way to go.
Not for kids, yeah.
You
Hey,
should totally drink 12 of those and then do an 8-hour stream with Michael 45.
so I sent you guys, I posted a clip on Discord. There's this new kind of jazz record label. Have you guys heard about it? Called F Spot Records.
No.
F
And
spots.
so this record store here in LA called Fantasy Records, it's like a very tiny little record store in Orange County, is selling, and I looked all around, they're selling this I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up the name of the record is called Fat Produce, and it's a trio: guitar, bass, and drums, and it sounds pretty good from the clip I heard. It's jazz, funk, soul. F Spot Records, yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
Fat
Also,
Produce.
while I have,
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
While I have this up, I did want to do a shout out. So, Rob's channel is getting close to 2K. I think you're like less than 50 away or something.
yeah.
So, Rob does like a midweek stream. It's usually jazz focused. It's like 90% jazz. Sometimes it doesn't go jazz, but if you're into this, a lot of the same folks go over to that stream midweek. So I'll drop the link, and if you're watching this later, just check the live stream chat. And his channel's it's at the Boomer Scalper or the Waxed. But let's see if we can get him over 2K.
Speaking of which, we need to get to 4K, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're struggling to get to 4K. We need to make some new videos soon.
We can make something, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the funny thing is, you can look at my views; they go crazy. Unrelated.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I have this up. So here's your live stream. So they do very well. I mean, I'm sure a lot of crossover between this live stream and yours. But if you haven't followed Rob, check him out. It's a midweek kind of check-in. He goes over some of the similar topics, news of the week, etc. And you could see, yeah. So I mean, he covered the Austin Record Fair. You went there. You do a lot of jazz talk stuff. So definitely worth subbing up and checking that out.
Now, I would say if you're subbed to him and not us, unsub from him and sub to us so we can
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, we need to get to
Or
4K.
unsubscribe.
That's the most important part, okay?
Okay, so here's something interesting.
Okay.
The two people here have met each other, and then
Yes.
the two people there have met each other in person.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so we can get like an Eastern against West, right? Or something like this.
Something.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
South Central, but
East Coast, Biggie,
yeah,
bad boy.
exactly.
All right.
What did I miss last week?
We got Stunty in the chat. Welcome, Stunty.
Is that actually
Vaginal's not stunty.
Yeah.
It's not. Are you sure?
If you were on George Borden's midweek disaster fest,
No.
Vaginal came up on screen but didn't show his face, but did have his TV on,
Yes.
and was watching hockey. So I believe pretty certainly. I don't know who Vaginal is, not Stunty.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
All right,
it's
fair
just
enough.
vaginal.
Let's just let him be Vaginal for the time being.
Yeah. You know what? Really, let's let him own that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's probably
Eddie,
true.
Eddie, the reason it's Boomer Scalper is I reappropriated the name. There was an incident where I was called out onto the carpet as a Boomer Scalper because I was trying to cheat some millennials out of their money and lie about a record. So I appropriated the name and made it my own.
You weren't actually you weren't cheating anyone out of money or lying to them, though, were you?
No, I wasn't. I own these millennials. If the whole story, I'm not going to retell. It's somewhere on my channel, but I made mincemeat out of them.
Right. So where are we? Are like X or Z? I don't even know.
What now?
I don't care.
I mean, yeah, thank goodness I'm not boomer, but I'm like X, Z, or whatever. I don't even know. Just so many.
You know what I like is when I'm on the YouTube shorts or TikTok, there's like videos of Gen Z or like whatever the newest generation is, their slang. I love like learning about their slang.
Me too. I have one in my
Not gonna
house.
lie.
I have two in my house. So yeah.
I teach some of them, and one tried to get me to take on the word slay, to use slay.
Slay.
Oh.
Yes.
Slay is a big word.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Eddie.
Eddie here.
I'm going to the New York for sure. Right. So I'm going to be in New York for the show in November.
Next year we should have a Jazz Bums house though in Austin. That would be awesome.
That would be fun with
cool.
giant cockroaches.
And then we could also just not go to the record show and just hang out instead because it'd be more fun than actually going to the record show.
The record show was fun, especially when Chris grabbed records before I could get them.
That was fun. We'll have to show those in a bit.
Chris probably got, I would say Chris, I mean, I got some good deals, but I say Chris picked up a really good record at a good price.
It was an okay.
I heard about it.
I thought it was a good price.
Yeah.
What was it? I don't even know what it is.
You might show it tonight.
I will show it tonight.
Okay.
Show and tell. Show and tell.
Actually, absolutely. No, it was fun. I had a good time. I know you had a show, Rob. I couldn't make it, but it was fun. I liked hanging out with everybody much more than I liked going to the actual record show, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first day of the record show, so we all did they had like a 3-day thing. It was like $30 and you could get in early and go on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday or whatever. After about an hour on Friday, I was kind of over it already. Like just go. There's so many freaking records to dig through.
Yeah, but I like doing that. I broke it up, but I picked up a majority of the records I got on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So I have a question for the both of you. Okay. So it was not the first record show that you guys been to, but I think like at least my perception with the current like state of things now, it feels like everybody's so aware of prices and everything. It feels like more of a trap than getting good deals. Is it possible to get mostly good deals, or you're gonna get?
Well, I think we had different experiences, and if this is the video, the guy was like stalking me. I'm in a lot of the video.
You are in one of the
record. I think it was Billy's, right?
Okay,
like a short.
So I would say, just like record stores, there was a wide variety of dealers.
Mm-hmm.
There's Chris right there.
Yes.
Where?
Just go back. He was just.
Oh yeah, there you are.
Yeah,
very cool.
And see that bag?
Jose's in this too.
He stole that bag from me. I didn't get it back.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so there was a wide variety of dealers. There was that guy that you just showed. That dude sells in Pasadena. He never brings jazz to Pasadena. Dude had killer jazz. Yeah. I said bring jazz to Pasadena. So there was a wide variety. So there was
there you are. That's you. No,
right.
That's you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at that death stare he's getting everybody. It's horrible.
Yeah, that's how I got the deals.
Yeah.
So
this is Friday? Yeah, Friday.
There wasn't a lot of people there. That's what made it great. So there was probably 300. They said they never opened that back section up. So it was open. There was supposedly 300 dealers there. I would say
think there was 300, but there was
a guy going to drop the record now. He's going to drop it.
But they say that getting back to it, there were guys that had boxes of junk for minimal, like said $5 a record.
Mm-hmm.
There were people. Someone sent me text. There was this psych record, like a Texas psych record that was very desirable. Josephus, I think, that someone had for $750 with an autograph. Another dealer bought it and put it up on his wall for $1,200.
Jeez.
The jazz thing was the best jazz dealers there, and Chris bought from them were these guys from New Mexico, Slow Flow Records. Mm-hmm. They had the best condition records.
They had a shit ton of jazz records too.
Yeah, they told me they sold an OG Lee Morgan Candy. They had it for $25. They sold it for $2,000. So that's the highest priced jazz record I knew that was sold there. They're
I saw, yeah. There's the place the guy I bought that record that you wanted that we'll talk about in a bit from had a OG Magnificent Thad Jones. The cover was kind of VG, but the vinyl was VG plus, and he wanted $2,000 for it or something.
Oh my gosh, get a music match like $200. It's like 10 times.
No,
better.
I agree. I wasn't gonna buy that shit.
Okay, so
Cindy's here.
I would never buy that. Yeah.
I got to meet Cindy, which was awesome.
Okay, so here's the thing about Cindy. I walked up and I knew it was Cindy right away. Gave her a big hug. Cindy sold. She probably knows 10 times more than we know as buyers. The most I spent on a record was $80. But saying that, I think I underpaid for most of the records that I got by at least 30%, maybe more.
Yeah.
I found the two Visitors records I got, I showed on my show on Tuesday, go for well over $100. I didn't spend anywhere near any of that for those two records. I found the best record I found was an OG Horace Silver horoscope, like an OG mono. That record goes for way over 100. I paid $50 for that record, and it's very minty. So there were all I think I bought were deals. You know,
I mean, so my experience. I mean, I don't know if how many deals. The ones I've cataloged, I definitely mostly underpaid by $10-$20 on a lot of them, which is whatever. But there's also lots of people that have completely lost their minds with their pricing.
Yeah, right.
Like there was a guy in the very back of the room that had like 10 tables, and he was fucking crazy, man. He had the one. I was flipping through his stuff, and after like one box, I'm like, well, I'm not looking at anything else this guy has. He had, the Monty Alexander Montreux Live. I think they just did it for RSD, right? He had an OG of that for $70. It's like a $10 record all day long.
Well,
and just other shit that's like $25, $40 was like $175. So
the most I've ever spent on a record was Alice Coltrane's first record. I'll see if I can pull it out.
So tagging along on go ahead, Rob.
Yeah.
So I spent $125 on this record, and that's a good price. The guy had it for $450.
Which one?
And then the last day of the thing, all his stuff was 30% off, and it was still way above what they go for. I can't understand a guy coming all the way from Virginia, lugging all that shit to not sell records. It made no sense to me.
Yeah, of course.
What were you going to ask?
So question is just kind of following on that. So do you think people in general, or you guys, feel that just because you're there and prices are good, you would buy stuff that you not even consider buying just because it was available and kind of
That's a really good question. So when I go to record stores, generally I'll buy all kinds of shit. Like I'll buy 20 records at a record store, and then I'll be like, why did I buy 5 of those, But I was very at the show, I think I was very particular for the most part about what I spent my money on. Like I didn't buy a bunch of junk that I'm not going to listen to. On Saturday, I was a little bit more lenient with that, but I was looking for like this record. I found this. There's a story behind this record too. So this one I had never seen before. This is Mal Waldron, Clifford Jordan, Cecil McBee, and Danny Richmond on Inja, called What It Is. Fantastic record. It's kind of what you expect. It's got like the little bit of the out there kind of sound that you would expect from like Mal and Cecil McBee, but then Clifford Jordan's just kind of straight ahead. So it's a really good mix. I would highly recommend this record. I think it says $25. I gave $20 for it. The funny thing was, the first day I found a copy of it, and I kind of fucked up on the whole plan of how to buy records, because I took my credit card with me thinking, hey, I'll just put everything on my credit card. Well, that didn't work because nobody takes credit cards hardly. It's all cash or Venmo. So I was like, okay. So I went to get some cash. When I came back 10 minutes later, it was gone. Somebody else grabbed it. So luckily on the last day, I found another copy of it. It's really nice. But so that's another thing. Like you need to take cash.
Dealers would have hold it for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but But yeah, that happened to me and Rob though. On that table, That one table we didn't have enough cash for what we wanted to buy, and they did hold them, and we just went to the ATM and then came back.
I can to answer your question, Felipe.
Mm-hmm.
I probably bought about 40 records. Well, I came back with 40 records. I traded with Billy for some killer records. We were already planning on doing that. Mazzy brought some records for me. I probably bought about 35 records. I would say maybe a few were impulsive buys, but I generally bought records that I had been thinking of getting. So, and the ones since I have an auction once a month,
that makes sense.
I knew that records would find a home. I wasn't. I don't think I was being willy-nilly. I think I'm a pretty disciplined buyer, when I buy stuff. So, and if you saw, I'll show some of the stuff I got. But if you saw everything I got, in which I pretty much showed everything, everything was a pretty desirable records. In fact, Jazz Bum Mike is trying to threaten information he has about me to get one of them. So it's called blackmail.
You know what's funny is the amount of tables there are, and Cindy said it earlier that there were 300 tables. So some dealers had one table, some dealers had 10 tables.
Well, some dealers were sharing tables. Like Cindy shared a table with someone. The Record Safari guy at the last second decided to come down because he had a shitload of 45s. I went to a store early in the week and he told me he did really well. Like he had there are 45s he can't sell here in LA, but at the record show, they were very desirable. So,
the 45 thing, those people are wild, man.
Yeah, they're
half of them have their own little like Fisher Price little turntables, so they're sitting there, with headphones, like listening to the 45s, and just I cannot imagine digging through thousands of 45s. It makes me want to just like jump out a fucking window, just anticipating doing that,
Yeah.
But the other thing, what was the other thing? I forgot. Never mind.
I'll tell you this.
Go ahead.
Go subscribe to Billy's Instagram, Billy's Record Salon. I did learn. I mean, I know he was new to a record store and stuff, but he buys differently than I do. And it was really a good experience hanging with him. I think maybe if Chris hung with us on Friday, he might have had a little better experience on Friday. Because watching the way Billy buys records is very interesting. Because he's thinking, it seemed to me it came off, and maybe Billy can come up and explain if he's around. Seemed to me about a third of his brain was thinking as a collector for himself. And most of the stuff was, he goes, I can sell that. And he's a good record store owner by this fact. He knows his customers. He knows his customers so well that he would say to me, I can sell this in my store. This is what I can do. Well, you could say Billy's a businessman. Yes. Plenty of businessmen don't know their business.
Yeah.
He knows his customers. And that's what he was buying a lot for. Yeah. Like he says his customers love Gabar Zazbo. So he bought 3 of the same record because he knows he could sell it. But as a fan, he bought 1 record, and I won't say for how much. It was an expensive record, but that was as a record collector,
Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that, Rob. The store that I usually go here, Found Sounds in Miami, which Roberto has been there, and perhaps other people in Miami. I mean, the owner, Ralph, he's a collector too. So, he knows exactly what people buy there at the shop. It's the exact same thing. I mean, every time I go there, I say, man, this is for you. It's here because I know you're going to like it.
I can make sort of parallels because I would say on average during my auctions, there's about 40 people who buy from my auction. And now I know what they like. So I sort of think too, they'll get this. So, I learned a lot. And if you hung around Mazzy, he was schmoozing. The dude was schmoozing.
Yeah. And I think it's cool too. I mean, the owner being a collector, because he's going to know how to price decently. He's going to grade decently. I think that's a great thing,
Yeah. I know. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say, I'm trying to think who else was there. I know Dylan was there. Esposito, he did not go, right?
Well, he was. I talked to him. He wanted to go, I think he did have a place, but he was still dealing with Record Store Day. It seems like it was very good for him. So he was still trying to get out orders, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any big shops like what's that one in Chicago?
The Waterloo, the shop in Austin, they had a table. I think 3 of the Austin stores that I noticed, there might have been others, had tables. I'll say one thing. There were a lot of record store people there, but they didn't do a good job of saying, "Hey, we're this store from this place."
Right.
I think maybe if I was a record store, or if I could suggest to them, you should bring signage with you.
Definitely. Yeah. People are making content there.
I don't feel like they did a lot of that.
Like,
That's true. I agree with that.
yeah, QR codes to redirect people.
Because people were there from all over the place, and
Mhm.
and then if I go travel to New Mexico now to Albuquerque, I'm going to go to that Slofo store.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you'd have to go to Albuquerque to do that. That's the only problem.
Hey, dude, Albuquerque, you can get some good drugs there, or that red or green sauce on your shit.
That's true.
Mhm.
So the other thing that was that struck me was I was only looking at jazz records. I literally didn't look at anything else the whole time, and I probably spent 10 hours digging through crates.
Sounds
and those
awesome.
just all the jazz records. It's a lot.
What
man.
did you find that you would want to get, but maybe was too pricey, or was there anything like that?
Well, Billy found that Mal Waldron Siegel's at the Village Vanguard record.
That is a cool one.
He talked to that the first day they were going down a little bit, but it's $150 record. I mean,
Mhm.
I didn't want to walk out of there with 4 records,
I would have bought that had I seen it on site.
Oh yeah, that record. I don't know. Have you guys ever listened to that record?
Yes,
I
I
streamed
streamed it.
it, yeah.
It's really good. I mean, that piano intro, the way it's extremely well recorded, and that's like side one, like 20-minute track is just a killer.
Mhm.
But there are other. I mean, I picked up 2 Mal Waldron records while I was there, and this one, I'm big on saying I don't have grails. I don't, but I have things on my want list, and I've had this probably on my want list forever. There was a French record dealer there. Sunday, I didn't even notice he was there the 2 other days. That dude had some great shit, but I just was not tapped. I mean, I could have got more money. I just had enough records, but I had.
You had to hump them home on an airplane, so yeah.
I put them in both my bags. I checked my bags. I carried my bags on, so I got back. My bag's sore though. But this is a killer record.
Yeah, I have that. It's a good record. I like it.
Yeah,
it's pretty out there. The other problem I had is I was too short for some of the shit, man. Like, these dealers have these tables and they'll put 3 boxes deep, and I'm just kind of like.
And I would reach over press easily and flip the records.
Yeah, you should have flipped them for me so I could have seen them.
Do they let you go like behind the counter to check it out, or you have to stretch yourself?
Probably.
Some of them had stuff behind the counter. You could go back there.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I'll give you a good, for instance, Felipe, things I normally wouldn't have grabbed. I've been trying to find this guy's records. We went to Breakaway together, and that was a good store. I picked up a bunch of stuff, and I found a bunch of the Nate Burchell records. This is a British. He kind of is ripping off Coltrane, but this stuff's good. I've streamed it. This record I've streamed a bunch, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And I've streamed this. It's very Alice Coltrane-y. And there's a live record. And they were all on sale at Breakaway. I bought all 3 of them. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of British jazz, just to give a heads up, I cannot tell much, but Craig from Analog October, he's going to release a killer title on British jazz, and he actually got the original tapes this time. They're working on it. They're actually cutting it this weekend.
I've talked with. I communicate with him. He's bought a record from me, and I have some records I want to send him. He told me he had a title. He didn't tell me the title.
Yeah.
But it should be interesting.
Yeah. So the cool thing is, not the cool, but the interesting is, so they actually don't have the original artwork. They have to. He got like a really good scan, and he's like photoshopping himself to make it, to fix the cover.
That's going to
really
be his
good.
next release, right? There's nothing before that.
Yes. So Gearbox actually got the tape now. They're actually cutting it in this next couple of days. There should be test pressing soon.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We'll have to have him on the channel again whenever he's ready to talk about it.
Absolutely, yes. That'll be super cool.
There's his Instagram if you guys want to follow it to see when he breaks that news.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Oh yeah,
He's great.
Yeah,
I'm drawing a blank. What's the mastering engineer's name?
Casper Sutton Jones. Yeah. So yeah, he is cutting the next record as well.
The year of the IG?
I would say late 70s, Roberto. It's has a lot of people from Colosseum. You know, it's a really good record. It's a really, really good record.
Nice.
Yeah.
Felipe, what's going on with this? What's going on with this, Felipe?
Bandcamp releases weekly or monthly some good noteworthy titles to check out, and there's some really good stuff this week. I'd like you guys to take a look. Some of them are already sold out. You can buy CDs or downloads, but this first one there, Marta Sanchez Trio, is a really, really good record. Highly recommend. She's been playing with many other bands as well. It's killer trio work. Is on Intact from Switzerland. So this is only digital or CD, but still fantastic work. I ordered a copy. I'm waiting for mine to arrive.
Very cool. You got a CD?
Yes, I bought a CD. Yes.
Nice.
So the Tomica Reed Quartet. That let me see if it's around. Yeah, it's right here. Mine got this week.
Very nice.
Nice. This is terrific, man. Thomas Fujiwara, Mary Halverson guitar, Jason Robeck bass. I mean, she does a lot of different kind of work: solo, duo, quartet, quintet, trios. And this is the last one that came out. It's only 100 copies cut, so it's on cuneiform from DC. So if you want to grab it, I think it's like $28.
Wow, that's good.
It's a great deal on that one. And
Nice.
Also, I would recommend check Thomas Fujiwara on drums. He has many of his own records, his own bands. Thomas Fujiwara Trio, and yeah, it's fantastic record. Fantastic. Highly recommend.
Hey, Felipe, I just am noticing. I think this is the first live stream where you have your new shelves up. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Can you do a quick? Can you show us them real quick?
Birthday weekend last week.
Can you do a quick show and tell?
Organizing
with
shelves. So, I mean, as you grow, I mean, things grow. I was just adding like 4x4s, 3x3s, it was a mess. So I got this there's this guy that collect record in my area here. He was moving, so he has to get rid of the shelves. Not the gear, because his gear is fantastic, but he has a huge like classic rock collection. And I was able to get those Expedit, not the Calyx. That's the line they had before the Calyx. Is a bit more sturdy, better built, and nice looking. So I got shelves for both sides here. So here I finally organized everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very cool.
So this side here is my Brazilian records, my soul, R&B, hip hop, and Music Matters, my OGs, Blue Notes Only, and my modern jazz. It's on this side. And the other side, I have my rock stuff, some Mo-Fi's, Vinyl Please, and my traditional jazz, and the tone poets across the room. They're the exact same. Here's my set.
Nice. Ooh, beautiful.
Pimp a Butterfly for sure.
Nice.
And I have some pictures from the mosaic that I put together. My Ron Carter poster there, and here's the other side of the shelves.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
The tone poets on the vertical one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Did you buy all those units from him, or just the 5x5s?
All those units from him.
Okay.
Everything. Everything's like the 5x5, 5x1s. Yeah, I think the 5x1s. I'm not sure if they're making those anymore. So that was the cool thing. Yes, Eddie, I have some Don Salvador. They're here somewhere, but I have some. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I got a nice Brazilian record this week. My folks were back in Brazil for a couple weeks, and they just brought me some records. I'm just gonna show two that I came back with them. Actually three. Actually three, because they are pretty cool. I got this one here.
I also like that you left space on the shelves so you can add more records.
Exactly, that was the idea. I have like.
Hey, hold on. Where are the pictures of the two other jazz bums? Aren't they hanging there?
Yeah, where's our
They're outside to keep the bugs away.
Where's your Ghosty award, Felipe? Do you have your Ghosty award out?
yeah.
You what?
I
Your
think
Ghosty.
Mike and Chris went to all the trouble to go to Glamour Shots to give you some good pictures.
Dartboards
Yeah.
is me and Mike's face.
So I'm gonna show three that came back from Brazil, which is pretty cool. I got a duplicate of one record that is gonna have. I'm probably gonna put it for sale. This is an original mono of.
What is it? I can't read it.
This is João Gilberto's second record called O Amor, o Sorriso e a Flor, which means love, smile, and a flower. That's his second record. It's an OG. This record is really hard to find a good condition, so I'm gonna put one copy for sale. I'm gonna check which one.
Is that the one with the black and white cover, Felipe?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw one come up on Disco on eBay recently for a pretty reasonable price, but it wasn't in the greatest condition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I got this one here. This one is sold out, but it's a trio, kind of quartet, but with two drummers. And one drummer is a percussionist called Bacia do Cobre. Bacia do Cobre means copper basin, the basin of the Copper River by Marcelo Galter. He's a pianist. So it's a trio with two percussionists. This record is absolutely killer.
What year would that have been released? Is that a new?
Last year.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, so I got the last two copies. The other one, it's probably being delivered in Bronx tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and this is a triple. This is about to sell out. Only 1,000 copies made. You cannot buy outside Brazil unless you go to Discogs and pay the price.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 1998 concert, very intimate.
Oh,
so it's super cool because they made like a triple. And so on the first you have one, and you have like two separate here. Not sure if you can see, but here it's like one and two here.
Yeah, yeah.
They're glued to two covers, so they're separate, and it's amazing. It's a transparent, absolutely silent.
Nice.
Really, really great cuts. Historic. I mean,
it's a UHQR.
Kind of like, yeah.
It was pressed in Brazil.
Yes, but I have many like current Brazilian presses. The vinyl is not the greatest. I mean, the pressing. People that buy that kind of stuff, they know it's a Polisson, the name of the main pressing there. But this one came perfect. I mean, this is one of the best sounding records from Brazil I got recently. So kudos to them. It's a small label, and you can order from abroad. You have to
cover.
They're restricting actually because people are buying to resell, so they kind of restrict it. You can only buy 2 copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a solo record? Is it just him, or is there a band with him?
No, his concerts were usually just him and acoustic guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very picky on acoustics, on the room, and everything. Because this is 98, he was already like in his almost 70. So he actually, when it was a brand new concert room, they were kind of freaking out if he was gonna. Let's say he doesn't like when he starts and just quits. He could do that kind of thing. He was really picky, but back in the 60s, he was already very into the correct microphone, correct positioning, everything, and people thought he was crazy, which is like normal stuff that people do these days, right?
Yeah.
So this copies came, and I'm quite happy with them, for sure.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to switch back over to this article here and keep going?
Yes.
Okay.
Jamie Baum, Septet, she's been recording records in large groups, but it doesn't sound like what you expect from like a big band kind of sound. It's very intimate, detailed, beautiful record to recommend. This one I got the files. I didn't buy a physical copy.
Okay.
But it's a really good one. Isaiah Collier, I mean, his latest records on Division 81. Isaiah has been releasing records for quite some time. This is the Almighty. I think the title explains everything. It's more on the like spiritual, jazz type of, and it's very intense music. It's not like light as you expect. It's very intense music. There's a really good copy too. You can buy it on Amazon for probably a better price there. For sure. And he has like a stretch of really good records coming out recently. So this is one of the best of the selection so far. This record I highly recommend. This you can only buy on Bandcamp. I searched, and this is terrific. This trio is just amazing. Those guys are delivering amazing music. It's very experimental. It's kind of it gets very traditional some points it gets really out there. I think it's as the description says, very unpredictable. Things come you're not expecting they would come. This is an amazing record, and I like the cover too. Is the paper rock and scissor game, even odds. The title is Even Odds. It's just a really good thinking there.
Very cool.
Really exciting music.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, Nina Ryder, Swiss musician. This is, I mean, there's a little bit of everything there. And again, it's not like traditional jazz. It's more like, I'll say experimental. I wouldn't say it's, another thing is quite interesting. People just mix together. Oh, it's let's say spiritual, avant-garde, free, whatever. Just put those things together. They don't even make sense together, these words. People just toss them together. I would say this is more on the experimental side and more exploring the textures. Beautiful record.
Oh, look, harp, bass, clarinet.
There's a ton of stuff there. It's a beautiful record. Yeah. What I like about most of the releases now, there's people are mixing like really old school instruments like flutes and clarinets and things like that with electronics, which I think is very welcome and very opening in a sense. Like get out of this box like, oh, the 50s is the best and nothing. No, guys, open your minds. I think it's whatever is available, you can make music and express something. It's really good. This made my top 3 along with that trio record up there. The Julian Notes, as many as one. Again, it's not your traditional. It's very surprising. It's very straight ahead, as the description says. That a little bit of old school, but it's very open as well. I mean, the way he goes on the trumpet, he goes many different directions there. I think it's a really interesting and listening. I wouldn't say challenging, no, but it's really surprising. It's a record that really surprised me, and I got a copy of this one too.
Yeah, this one looks interesting.
These were all released in April.
Yes, April, some late March. Yes, it's been the last month or two.
Okay.
This record is very interesting for Faye Victor. She's a singer, so she actually put lyrics to Herbie Nichols songs.
Oh, cool.
Which is, I think, was an amazing project. Is quite interesting. I mean, the band, especially pianist Anthony Coleman, he's really delivering all those lines and phrases there, and the way she sings, and it emulates a Blue Note cover. If you look at the back cover, right, it's super cool. It's a great record, very surprising. I think it's a very rewarding listening. If you want to get into, if you like Nichols and I think the lyrics they match so well the music there.
All right, we got a few more here.
So the next one, Vinicius Cantuaria, he's a Brazilian artist for sure. He's been playing since like the 70s. He used to play in a very popular, important trio like prog music. So it's his trio there. It's a psychedelic trio. I think the name says everything. He's always been involved with rock, psych. So it's like a very intense twist on jazz in a trio approach. It's really, really cool.
Felipe, are these ordered in any way? Like, is this ordered by,
No, I think it's just no.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
This Spanish record, I got a digital copy of this one, Some Bird. Terrific, very Iberic music, very like Spanish influences, Spanish instruments, very fast. Imagine like, so for you guys have a reference like the Aldemiola, that kind of vibe, but a little faster and I'd say with more jazz elements and the traditional Hispanic instruments. This is a very, very interesting record to listen to as well.
Cool. Very cool.
And it was a live recording. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
This fur is really good too. It comes on a French label, Tri Collectif. So they only do digital. Okay, there's not even a CD you can buy. But there's two options. You can either buy the download, or you can buy the download with the booklet, with all the artwork. I thought this is one of the best as well. Very intimate music, delicate, very slow in a sense, kind of more on the spiritual side, I'd say, in terms of like being like transcending, for relaxing, and a beautiful, beautiful music, beautiful, very delicate, and I think it's a good pick too.
The instruments on that one looks cool: clarinet, bass clarinet, electric guitar, and drums. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very soothing music. I mean, I played this a couple times during my commute this week. It's terrific. I got a digital copy as well of this one.
Nice. I think this might be the last one here.
Yeah, this is the last. That was my top pick. I actually bought a physical copy. It's no longer available on Bandcamp, but you can order from Forced Exposure. This record is amazing.
Forced Exposure was having 15% off of everything in stock.
Yeah. So this record, Aguirre and they're from Belgium. There's also some other releases we're talking on the Discord this week, especially that Ahmet. There was a 5 CD box that Mike Knows and Tones was recommending because his new record also came out. So Aguirre is the label that put it out from Belgium. And to me, there was a top release from all the lists. I would recommend everybody to take a peek at this one, take a listen, and go to Forced Exposure. It's I think it's like a $28 record. It's terrific. Yes, I love it. I'm waiting for my copy to arrive. I think
nice.
Yeah, most of the releases, very adventurous in a sense, innovating, pushing like different instrument mix. And I think also the electronics, adding electronics and different types of mixture there. I mean, it's very refreshing new. I mean, I've been on the strip. I'm kind of slowing down, buying reissues or buying, stuff that I know what I'm going to get. I want to be surprised. And I think most of these records really fulfill that for me.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right.
So the folks in the peanut gallery have been talking about OJCs and they like OJCs.
Yeah, I'll have some in my auction next Saturday.
Yes.
I have OJCs, people.
So I've got to figure out tomorrow I'm gonna finally make a decision on this freaking Monk box. I bought it and I haven't opened it yet. So
I got my copy and I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure they sound great. I don't know. I need to figure out if I'm gonna send it back or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's already
you already did.
No, I didn't send it back. I still got it.
Cool.
I may end up keeping it. I don't know. It's, whatever.
Well, all the individual titles are up now. You know that?
4 of them are, I think. Or
do they have release?
No.
Do they have release dates?
Are they?
Let me see. Let me pull it up. I was looking at it earlier.
4 or 5 of them were up or whatever.
Hey Eddie, I didn't go to end of the year. Chris wouldn't drive us there. He said
went
you're
there.
not allowed to go.
They didn't have any. They didn't have a whole lot of good stuff in stock.
10 cents sent me this shirt.
Very nice.
Cindy. That's why I have it.
Oh, they're all up now. Nice.
Yeah, I think
Now,
they're all
okay.
pre-order though.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
I have an OG mono of the monk in the wagon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember Whatcom Brown did a video about the Vinyl Me Please.
Right.
He said, what was the big deal with the Vinyl Me Please, the stereo one?
They were recorded with different mics.
Right. So what is this one?
This
This
is
is
the
a
mono.
No,
there's a
mono,
few that are
right?
mono.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the better sounding of the two, right?
Well, maybe. Who knows? I mean, it depends on your preference, probably. I mean, I thought the Vinyl Me Please sounded great, but yeah.
You listened to it yet?
No,
Felipe?
'cause I haven't. Oh,
Yeah, I
Felipe,
like it. It sounds really good, Rob. And but to that point, I would say, how much better and what does better actually mean, right? It's just so marginal, the difference. I mean, I'm selling my vinyl please just because I got the box and I'm cool, and I don't have duplicates of those.
Well, I have an OG copy that sounds really nice. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I have mostly a lot of them in OG copies. I have a OJC of one of them.
yeah, I have quite a few. I have that Monk 5x5, whatever. I have an OG of that one.
Which is the best one out of all of them? Brilliant Corners.
Brilliant Corner sounds spectacular. Yeah.
Okay, I think Mike and I have that same OJC, which I feel I feel like it was pressed either at RTI or QRP.
The current one, right?
No one knows the mastering, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, let me I have it right here. Let me take a peek. Hang on.
I don't think it was pressed at either one of those plant sets. It came in a paper sleeve.
Well, that doesn't matter. There was a bunch that came in paper sleeves.
Well, that's a really convincing argument.
But I mean, no, a bunch of these kind of these were records that Chad really got them to reissue.
Yeah.
There's a
So
bunch.
this is my enemy, please. This is moving. Anybody wants it, just let me know. This is the Brilliant Corners. That's the latest OJC. I think it's like 2013, 14 or something.
Yeah.
Have you done a comparison?
I mean, not like side by side next to each other, but I mean, I'm quite pleased with both. But I think the box is a little extra there, But
okay, there, Tom, in your face, jazz bum, Chris.
Just because Tom says it doesn't mean it's true.
He knows more than you do.
He's not a famous TV personality
Listen,
like me.
just because you're wearing Linus's shirt.
Yeah.
Hey, how dare you?
And I also have this one. This one sounds really good too. This copy that I have, but I'm gonna sell this one because I don't want to keep both. This is a Japanese. This is a King pressing.
Oh,
He
I have no
has
JC
the
of
radio
that.
station thing here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
I have the OJC of that one.
The record is like minty. And yeah, that's a Japanese copy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's absolutely clean and doesn't have the obi, but I think it has the insert. Yes, it does have the insert. So this one is.
Hey, Elliot, how's it going?
Felipe, can you do me a favor and show us those slicks?
I think there's confusion here, though. I think Tom is talking about the box was pressed at QRP,
Okay.
not the OJC.
Well, no. I take back everything I said to you except the Linus shirt thing.
So, what would you say, Rob? Sorry, I missed
Can
it.
you show the slicks that come in the box?
Yes, let me grab
There's
my
no
box.
covers; they just have those slicks or whatever they call them.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up. Hang on.
That
While
I
he
just
grabs
looked hang on real quick.
Oh,
The
sorry.
Brilliant Corners, the OJC is pressed at GZ. I just looked it up on Discogs. But it's fantastic. I mean, it sounds
really good. Yes,
and I got it for like $18 on Craft's website.
I got mine for 15. Linus,
liar. Why is it? Why are you the way that you are, Rob?
hold on. It's actually like your elder abuse to me is horrible.
Okay.
Did it
Elder
in-
abuse.
All right.
Did it in
Okay.
Austin?
Yeah. So here's how it is. That's the box.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the box. The
It's-
box.
would you say it's very mosaic-ish?
Yeah. So here's the one of them. Okay, just pick up the first one.
Yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
lame.
Yeah,
Looks
the
reasonably-
information, but again, I'm being very particular. It's my case, okay? I don't collect OG Riversides. I want to have the monk good sounding to me, and I'm being cautious of space. Okay.
True.
Because what I hunt originals like this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
So that's my kind of stuff. But I agree. It could. I mean, it depends. You know, in my case, I want to say space. Nice, and the book that comes with this box is terrific. It's one of the best books that comes in box that I've ever read. It's really, really good.
Who wrote it?
I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Hang on. It just
Chad wrote it.
Ashley Kahn. Was it
Bob
Ashley Kahn?
Blumenthal. Yeah, Bob Blumenthal.
Oh, Bob Blumenthal, nice.
It's an amazing text. Yes, it's really, really good. The pictures are good. Yeah.
I'll probably just wait till it's too late to return it and then open it. That's
and it goes like record by record shows. You know, that's more, for example, 5x5 have pictures of Max Roach and Bill Higgins here, Art Blakey. It's amazing stuff. It's really well done. I'm happy with this box because it just fills my void and I'm okay. But also people that want to have the cover, I understand too. So
Yeah, I understand both sides of that for sure.
But but I think it's like that. If you don't like it, don't buy it. If you like it, buy it. But don't shit on other people's stuff. Just that.
Right. What's up, Elliot?
Welcome, Elliot Cruz.
Hey, Elliot. How are you doing?
How's it going, Elliot? Can you hear us?
Hey, everybody. It's been a long time since I've had an opportunity to join you guys.
I saw you talking that you got some monk stuff in the chat here. Can you hear us okay?
I was fortunate enough to come across a pretty good deal. Got the OJC monk.
Nice.
Monk's music. Played it for the first time yesterday. Or no, this afternoon. Great stuff. I really liked it. And it's used, but it's plays near mint. And it is the mono. Best I can tell.
Is it?
Advertised as high fidelity and nothing says stereo anywhere. And in that same little deal I also got this Vince Giraldi, as I say, trio, guy that does Charlie Brown stuff, the Black Orpheus. And
that's awesome.
Just played that today too, first time. Enjoyed that. Yeah, and in getting this deal to get these two, y'all.
Oh, Elliot, you're breaking up a little bit. Your internet looks like it's pretty messed up.
Yeah, I see that. I'm sorry. I threw in an Oscar Peterson trio album with these two, and I was real pleased with that. But what I really wanted to show you guys and people out there is an interesting project. It's have anybody heard of the series, the Old Masters series? This is okay. This is one of 17 I bought from a guy online. The Old Master series is by a guy named George Morrow. He was a early computer whiz genius that made some of the first personal computers. But when the big boys got in IBM, he ended up going bankrupt in '86. His great hobby and love was 78s. He had over 70,000 78s of jazz, 20s and 30s jazz and dance music. And he, using his expertise, he developed a digital, improved digital recordings, masterings of old 78s, and developed ways to eliminate a lot of the, there it is. Developed a lot of ways to, or a way to eliminate a lot of the surface noise in those old 78s when you transferred them. So he's got, I think, 67 volumes of on in LP form, and I got just buku of them here. For instance, I'll give you an example. Okay, here's one. The Hotsy Totsy Gang, 17 rare recordings, performances from the Roaring Twenties with Benny Goodman, the Dorsey Brothers, Pee Wee Russell, and others. And from 25 and 27 to 27, which would be when they were still doing the records mechanically, not electronically, right? Or electrically. The California Ramblers. This is includes Tommy Dorsey, Red Nichols, Jimmy Dorsey, and others, it says. But so he's preserved so many of these rare 78s, which we probably never would have, many of which would have been lost. So he said, you know, I read a quote from him when I investigated him a little bit. He said, it's historical preservation, whether you like it or not, you know. So, he did 67 LPs. He did a lot of digital work as well. But and you know, these are inexpensive records normally. I don't know. I can't really see what they're selling for. Probably $4 or $5 or less.
No,
maybe $10 for some of them.
Elliot, no. Much more.
Yes, Rob.
They're selling for much more. So Mike's scrolling down.
Oh,
yeah. It looks like there's a pretty big range. I guess it depends on the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of I ended up giving them got 17 records for $55. So what, $3.25, 30 cents, something like that, a record.
Cool.
But I mean, it's something. I like that era of jazz and dance, but you know, and I guess the 20s. This was pop music in the 20s. You know.
Now, Elliot, when you put those on and play them, do you feel the urge to get up and do the Charleston?
I did. The jitterbug, the Charleston, everything.
What was the Charleston exactly?
You have to Google that one.
Listen,
to get it
it's
down,
like
but
Fight Club.
I don't actually think that was a
jazz
I think
club.
it was just a thing people said.
Club. You don't talk about Charleston unless you know.
No, I think the Charleston was a real thing. But I also
I'm thinking of the Continental. I don't think the Continental was an actual dance.
Yeah, I think you know the Charleston Chew, right?
I also had the opportunity to while I was in Durham for a week to go to Carolina Soul record store, and there's another one right across the street called Bull City Records, and I'll show you the jazz records I got while I was there at Carolina Soul. I got this Count Basie from '71 on what's the label called Daybreak.
Okay.
Breaking up again on Count Basie, Have a Nice Day. And this repress from 56 of Masterpieces by Ellington. It's a 6i LP.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I was expecting Carolina Soul to be real expensive, but they were reasonable. That was a $5 record. You know, as you would expect.
Elliot, do you know what the
this
first cover of that looks like? That Ellington had a red cover. You know that?
Yeah,
that
originally it was red.
Yeah.
I think the original one was maybe in 51 or 52, and then this one was in 56.
Something like that.
Actually, there are 3 different covers for it.
There's a green one, right?
No, the label's green on the original.
Yeah.
Here was an interesting one. This is a new LP I picked up from a current band called the Mint Julep Jazz Band, and they play 30s swing music and fun. It's called Watch the Birdie, and they use the original arrangements. When they can get hold of the original arrangements, they try to use those when they're doing their own versions of stuff. But they also write some of their own music as well. And about a 12 or 14 piece band, I believe, something like that.
Now, do you have to drink the julep while listening to them?
You have to drink the mint julep to listen to this. It is required.
Now, what's the exact?
But those are just some.
What's the exact recipe?
Those are a few. jazz records I picked up that I just wanted to share with you guys.
Very nice.
So just following up on Ivan, guys, let's hit the like button, okay? Only 17.
Let's get that over 100 likes, folks. Come on.
124 people. And there's still 107 likes to press.
But I won't stay on. I'll watch from the peanut gallery.
All right.
I
Well,
just
thanks for coming up, Elliot.
You need to put more gas in
wanted
your
to let y'all see those, especially those George Morrow, the old masters. I thought was unique and interesting. And the guy passed away in 2003, I think.
Yeah, I've never seen those.
He did his part in preserving our musical history.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all guys take it easy.
Thanks, Elliot.
Thanks for stopping by, Elliot.
I think he's going to get drunk on mid juleps and listen to that record.
Maybe so.
I could show a couple records.
Are they the first time you're showing them?
I think so. I'll just show two.
Right.
So, all right. This first one I was pretty excited to get. The first time I've seen somebody show it was Andy from Next Play Records.
Oh, I thought it was me.
He had a copy. No, he had a copy. He had a copy from I forget, like a year ago or something. It's always been on my radar because the cover's really cool. It's a really expensive record, but it came up on eBay for a very good price. So I snagged it right away. And
What was the number on that one?
This one here?
Yeah, 41.
No. Felipe, I think you're thinking I'm going to show something different.
Yeah.
Oh, they're Blakey. No, that's me. They're Blakey.
Okay, that's next. Hold on.
What is happening?
I don't know. So this is Benny Golson getting with it. So this is a quintet with Curtis Fuller and Benny Golson on the front line. Curtis Fuller, I'm pretty sure, is playing a valve trombone on this. And it's a pretty good session. My favorite tracks are on side B. So side B is Tipping On Through and Bob Heard Blues. And Benny Golson's tone on this is great. He has like kind of like a low tone. It kind of reminds me of like the old guys, like the Ben Websters and like Ike Quebecs and those guys. But it's clearer than that. Like there's no growl in it. It's real clean, but it's like low and easy. But at the same time, he also like plays. He like goes into like a flurry of notes at times. So his playing is really interesting, compelling, and this is like a great example of how like a rhythm section can support that front line and really kind of just play that steady like beat behind him. And then also Curtis Fuller, I'm almost certain, is playing a valve trombone on this, which it has that trombone tone, but it has like clear delineation between notes, like a sax or a trumpet, because it's using a valve. So that's really nice. And
What do you say he's playing a valve trombone? Does it say that on the cover or something?
No, it doesn't say it. He may not be. If he's not, I'd be like even more impressed that Curtis Fuller can play like that. But I think Curtis Fuller plays valve trombone on this, and also that Savoy record, Imagination, I'm pretty sure, because the way he's just playing, I've never heard anybody play a slide trombone that sounds anything like that.
That's because it's
just like
Fuller, man.
It could be, but I suspect it's a valve trombone. But correct me if I'm wrong with that. But
I think you're wrong.
Now, Mike, you were in the audience watching them play. Would you scream, "Play that valve trombone, Curtis"?
Yeah.
So this came up. The seller does not sell records. They sell like old antiques, and they just happen to like post this one record. So I grabbed it for a really good price. They listed it as VG and VG, but it's really nice condition. There's like a little thing here, but I didn't do any cleaning on this.
Is that Is that a Rudy?
It is. Yeah, it's Rudy. It is the first press. So this is a 59 session. The first pressing has a deep groove from 1960. The second pressing does not have the deep groove. So this is a second pressing, but it sounds great. There's There's no difference except a deep groove from what I can understand. But I mean, very clean, sounds really good. Really happy to add this to the collection.
Now, do you feel you're going to go down a valve trombone rabbit hole?
Yes, I do. If anybody does know about those details, I don't know if it's on Discogs, but on the back here it just says trombone. Eddie's
albums is throwing a
you're full of shit.
tomato at your direction, Mike.
All right. Well, have you listened to this record? I mean, and have you listened to Imagination on Savoy?
I'm asking a serious question, not being funny. What does it say on the back?
It just says trombone.
Now, have you ever seen them put valve trombone when they played a valve trombone?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I just think you have a valve tromboner about it.
Well, look, Eddie, listen to the record. Listen to the record. Listen to him on Imagination, the Savoy record, and let me know if it is or not. I mean, to me, I just never heard anybody play that distinct note by note on a trombone before. There's no like slide or anything. It sounds like it's like a trumpet almost. Like that's how clean everything is.
But could it be?
But I could be wrong. I'm not attached to this. I don't know.
I think it was sampling.
Out of all the trombonists that you've listened to, in your opinion, who is one of your more favorite trombone players? And does he just have such a great command over the instrument that he can manipulate?
Well, Eddie's saying he has a unique technique to play that way. So if that's the case, then okay, that's fine. It's really, I mean, it's incredible to hear. It sounds incredible. So as just like a casual listener, I was listening at times and thinking it was Benny Golson playing, and then it wasn't. I just tuned in a little bit more and realized that it was Curtis Fuller. So that's like how different it is to my ears.
Who is there a player that specialized in the valve trombone?
Thank you, Chris. There's a variant called the Superbone.
No, seriously, I don't know of a particular guy who specializes in the valve trombone. Is there one?
I think Bob Brookmeyer plays valve trombone.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at Curtis.
He also played the piano.
Valve trombone. Let's see if anything.
I already looked it up, and there's no real documentation of him playing.
I think Mike just made up an instrument.
No, it's a real instrument.
Well, to me, it just
no. I know.
Okay, well here it says, what's this? What's this say? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. So it's a slide trombone, but it just, his technique is incredible to listen to. I mean, it's absolutely amazing that he can play like that.
Yes.
So, all right. So that's one. And we have another one with Curtis Fuller. Felipe, do you want to show your copy? And I'll show mine.
It's the same one, but I got it a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I haven't.
Why you gotta take away my...
Probably for a fraction, the price is going on these days, right?
Get out of here.
Yeah, this was a $50 record. This was a $50 record.
That's what I paid for this.
But I'm gonna say the current 80 series, of course, is better.
Yeah.
This is louder. So this is a mono, but yeah.
Yeah. But, so the 80 series is a stereo.
It's classic.
This is a fold down mono. What do you got there? Well, thanks for making me feel special, everybody.
That's a stereo, yeah.
Yeah. OG?
Yeah.
Nice. So it has the New York label?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Show yours. Look at the show Rob has. You're showing the record.
Come on, guys. Really?
Mine's better. Mine's better. There's no valve trombone on mine.
Well, this is a 1961 session. It also features Curtis Fuller, who I think his tone sounds different on this, but it's a different group, different, music, different charts. So I feel like, that could be different. He's going for a different thing. This is OG mono from 62. There's no deep groove. I don't think there might have been a deep groove.
No, mine hasn't. Mine has a deep groove.
Yeah, mine is a deep groove.
Mine does not have a deep groove, but it does have a P. So it is plastolite and it's RVG and all that stuff. But it's
you can call that a first, Mike. I think something needs to be debunked. Oh, the first has deep groove.
Agreed.
by those days, the plants were a mess. So don't count it all. The first is difficult. No, it is as long as it has the P and everything matches, it should be first.
It doesn't attribute the compositions on the back here, but when you look it up, what's kind of cool about these messenger groups is Blakey basically gives his guys, except for Jamie Merritt. I feel like Jamie Merritt never wrote one composition for the messengers, and Jamie Merritt also never led any records on Blue Note, I don't think, but he did end up writing a pretty famous song a little bit later that I can't remember right now. I can't remember it. It's I'll have to look it up. But anyway, so what's cool about Blakey's group is like I think the first 2 tracks are like Freddie Hubbard, then Curtis Fuller gets a track, then Wayne Shorter gets like 2 tracks. So when you listen to it and you know who the composers are, you can kind of like listen to see like who's going to come in first, you know, how much time are they going to get, what are they going to do with it, how's everybody going to support him. So like I think having that understanding of who's writing the compositions is cool. You know, you can definitely tell the difference between the Wayne Shorter composition and the Freddie Hubbard, right? Because their voices are different. So it's cool to have that. And plus, this is just one of my favorite messenger groups that I've heard, and this is one of their better albums. So, in my opinion. So anyway, so I was really happy to get this. OG mono sounds clean. All these plastilites, they sound really good. Like Felipe said, it doesn't sound as good as the modern reissue, but for the time period, how quiet the records are, even if there's like a mark on it, it's, you know, it's incredible. It's like these old Blue Notes and like the contemporary records out west, like those old records sound great compared to like the Riversides and even like Prestige. Like the quality of pressings on Prestige is so varied. It's really, you know, I can show an example actually. Felipe, did you want to jump in with something?
No, I was just gonna say about, you know, again, this comparison between saying OGs are better. No, they're not. I'm sorry. The pressings did not have the same quality as they have now. The detail, the presence, the mid range, the bass. I mean, they sound louder. They might sound more immediate, more, you know, what's a good word for that? More relatable, super cool, like punchy, as people like to say. But I don't know. Technically, they're not better. I'm sorry. I mean, my crosser shows that. Yeah,
no, I agree with that. But I do think they still sound good.
No, it's a great experience. I mean, I think it's you know, they're back in time and everything. Yeah, for sure.
But I did mention how Prestige was kind of varied all over the place. And if you look into like London Jazz Collector does a pretty good job at cataloging the Prestige years. And I saw that ERC was reissuing Kenny Burrell Blue Moods. So I went on Discogs and I just went to see like what it's going for. I found this. I think this is a 63 reissue. There's a bunch of stuff that I can point out about this record. I mean, the music is fantastic. It's really nice. They have what's his name? Cecil Payne on baritone sax, which is a really nice compliment to Kenny Burrell's guitar tone, to have a baritone. So this is a really cool record to get. But the thing is, like, there's a lot of space on it because it's Kenny Burrell guitar record. So if the record isn't quiet, you're going to notice it, right? And not to say that this is like extra noisy or anything. I think it's still listenable, but when I came in, if you look, you can see, if you really look in the dead wax here, where it should just be perfectly clear, you can see that there's tiny little marks, which means that to a degree that this was pressed on recycled vinyl. Even though, I mean, I got this for $20 and like the next copy is listed for 125. So, you know, it's only $20 and it is a decent listen, but like the Prestige quality, even though it's Van Gelder, even some of the, this is not Abbey Studios, I don't think, no. But even the Abbey Studios stuff sometimes use recycled vinyl because Bob Weinstock wanted to, I guess he just wanted to save money. So he repressed stuff and just got it out there. But the quality on the pressing for Prestige, you just kind of have to be aware of what you're getting because a lot of it's excellent, but the stuff on Status usually is unrecycled. And a lot of the stuff from 64 in particular, you have to be careful with because you get a record like this where it's very quiet and just a little bit of recycled vinyl will be noticeable at points, and not that it ruins the listen, but it can. This borderline. I wouldn't recommend people get it because of that. But I've heard way worse. Like the status reissues that Prestige put out are unlistenable. I have a blues bill, and you can't listen.
Hold on, I picked one up in Austin, this record, and this sounds. I mean, it has marks on it, but this sounds really good.
That's good. Yeah, I have this one too, Rob. But I have the Prestige.
Again, it's inconsistent.
They put a sticker on it.
Yes, I have a status of the Paul Chambers. I think it's a Paul Chambers one.
Yeah,
that's pretty decent as well.
This one I picked up is an OG.
Oh, that's an amazing one. Yeah, I like this one. That's $5 record. Yeah.
I have one of those titles, but I got it in a dollar bin at one of the first pop-ups that Dylan had.
Also, per Chris Record Talk. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. But I think, sorry, Mike, just to put into perspective, right? This is where the 50s people are saving money, things were incipient, starting. I mean, and now we have so much like more technology and ways to compound and everything. It's just like things will be all over the place back then. I mean, there was no such, I mean, there was scare, of course, but how to manage everything was just impossible.
But I will say that kind of is why Blue Note is kind of, of its stature, where like those plastic pressings up until 66 when they switched to another, like those are really just consistently good.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. But just to go on Jeffrey, I think it varies, Jeffrey. I mean, I have all those green labels that I have. I never had any trouble. They sound really good. They sound a little thin in a sense, but they're good. And I have most of my blues are good, but the background is kind of noisy. I mean,
that's true.
My miles are blue. I mean, I have the cats in a blue label, so it's great. But I think I'm gonna keep the new OJC Kevin Gray because it's more silent and just better. I might put my blue label for sale. I don't
know. Shut up, Louie. Hey, I got picked up some records, but I wanted to show one that I got from someone on Instagram. Shout out to Alex, Diamond Marimba. But I met this guy when I was in DC, by the way, and I didn't realize it. Alex told me this guy was selling this record, and it's a very desired. Dave, do you know this record?
Yeah, it's one of Kieran's favorites.
I don't think this guy played with Coltrane, but he didn't make any. This might be this and another record as a leader, Billy Galt. This is kind of spiritual jazz, maybe a little more mainstream. They're singing on it, but it's really good. It's very nice. I think it came out on it's a Steeplechase record. It's a Steeplechase. But it's really good. It's a very desirable record. It sounds nice.
Yeah, it's one of Kieran's favorites. I mean, he champions that record, Needle Groove.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know it's a very hard to find record, not horribly expensive, or at least the guy didn't charge me a lot of money for it. And then I found this record, the CCM Kenny Wheeler record.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't have
much of the Breckers in my collection.
The Brecker Brothers record's always easy to find. Oh, and I found this OG.
That's an awesome one.
Yeah, OG Monarch pressing of this today. So, very nice. Oh, by the way, I'll show 4 of the best things I found. So this is that OG mono.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's killer.
That was from the guy that was stoned.
I think from that formation of the group, to me, that's my favorite. I think it's better than the Song for My Father.
Man, that is clean.
It's very clean.
Rob, that was from the seller that was stoned?
No, the seller that was stoned, I got the Cecil Taylor unit.
Oh, okay.
This was from a DC record store.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I bought all 3 of these from them. So I got.
Is that So who is that? A junior Cook Blue Mitchell with him on the Horse Silver? Is that that group? Okay.
Yeah.
Roy Brooks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that was the classic quintet there. That
Well,
was the
I
best
do
one.
like the lineup where Woody Shaw. He was with Woody Shaw. That's a good
So
one.
Woody Shaw was in the next one. He's on a song from
Okay.
the Cape Verdean Blues.
And
Oh,
I
okay.
I have a copy that's very VG plus, maybe a little better, but these were in the shrink. So in my next auction, I'll be putting that in there. So, but I was very happy to pick this up. So
Yeah,
I have that
pink
one.
one's
That
pretty
Muse
good.
one's good.
yeah, and then the best thing I picked up, and I already cleaned and listened to it, was the Sunny.
Well, hold on. Those visitors records.
Yeah.
Earl and what's the other guy's name?
The
Carl
brother.
Roots.
Earl.
Earl and
Aren't they
Grove.
Aren't they Alice Coltrane's?
No. So
kids or
they
something?
say that there's some things you read where they're nephews. I just think they're from Philly, and I think
No,
they're a friend of the family. And they,
yeah,
Wait, hold on. Felipe knows. Felipe knows.
They're nephews from Naima sound, Naima side, which was his first wife. Yes.
Okay.
So by marriage, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was the other Mal Waldron record. This is not horribly expensive, but I'd say side 2 is killer. I just found out something about him. Jazz Bum Brooks told Shitty Jazz Brooks. Brooks told me about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
His sister's the actress Diane Cannon.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. But this is very good. It's the songs that Joe Henderson plays on. He plays like 2 or 3 songs on this. It's really good. And then this, I was so happy I cleaned it. It plays amazing, except for that moron who wrote his name all over all the records.
What is that? Can you tell everyone?
This is the Sonny Simmons on the ESP disc.
Yeah.
And it's not that crazy, you know? It's really good.
Got his wife on there.
Yeah, Barbara Donald, she's a killer. She's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, you got to clean that. Can you get that? Can you get the marker off the front?
I can't get these handprints off of here.
Oh
no, but did you try to get the marker off?
No, Billy taught me a new technique, and I ordered the implement to do it. The architectural erasers, the waxy kind. He's been using them on covers to try and get stuff off of its work.
Cool.
By the way,
make a video.
Yeah.
Didn't your last video do really well when you did a marker video?
When I did the with the
failed marker video.
No, I think it worked.
It works on more glossy covers. Yeah. This is good. And then I haven't listened to this yet, but I cleaned it. The other
That's good too. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And here's one thing I said, but I didn't know this one. This was Frank Morgan's first record out of prison. I didn't realize he got out in '85. Yeah. That's when he got out of prison for the last time. And then he just kicked ass making records. But this is his first record out of prison, and it's a Chris record.
Yes, it is. Very nice.
I picked this up for $10. Very happy. And
didn't
then
Frank Morgan play with? Wasn't he in prison with somebody? Weren't they like part of a?
Art Pepper. They played together in prison.
He was in a single cell prison all by himself.
And I'm going to clean and listen to this, but Jazz Bum Mike called me on the phone crying about this, so he wants it.
Yeah.
But
I have the 72 reissue, and I always felt like it seemed a little boxed in. And I was like, there's no way the original sounds like this.
So this is what's funny. In the period of a month and a half, I found 3 copies of this.
Yeah, I never see that record.
So in my next auction, I'm selling my green label. Yeah. And I'll trade this with Jazz Bum Mike. And when he sends me that one, I'll sell that one in an auction.
Awesome.
So, but so I did do an AB between the green label and this. The green label is not a Van Gelder. This is a Van Gelder. So they do sound different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one I have, I got it from Billy. And it sounds fine, but it's just I feel like the dynamics on it, I just know that it could sound it should sound better. So
yeah. Okay. So here I've been looking for this one, but this is a This is not Van Gelder, which he did do this.
That's a
Still in
great
the
record.
shrink. Still in the shrink. Yeah.
Oh.
Look at the lineup on this one.
What is this? Wow, look at that. What's the cover on that?
Yeah, Rashid Ali, Woody Shaw.
Okay, yeah.
So this is a wipey. Is it a wipey? No Van Gelder.
Yeah.
But so
Yes,
someone
I-
told me, did you tell me that usually when you see a non-Van Gelder, it's a West Coast pressing or something? Someone told me that.
I don't know. I think there is something to that though. Like there's Liberty West Coast pressings that they were remastered by the guys out there. But
So
I
this
don't.
is
Somebody let me know the details.
I already have a VG++ copy of this, but this is in the shrink. So my other copy will go in the auction. But this, it's like Harold Land did, I don't know how many records with Bobby Hutcherson between Milestone. This is on Muse and Blue Note, but they're all killer.
Yeah, I skipped that one for some reason. I had it in my hand and I put it back, I guess. I don't know why.
Because you're a loser.
You're a loser.
That's been in my cart before. Very nice. In the shrink. Holy smokes.
And it's probably, these are the second pressing, 66.
Yeah, let me see what pressing on.
And then I can't wait to listen to this one. I've seen it before, but Billy kind of said you should pick up this record. This is that Julian Pruster on ECM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal record. I found that in LA when I was digging with Sherv.
Don't take records out of my town, man.
No, I took a ton out of your town.
Rob, I have the same. That's same.
That was a record store in Long Beach.
Which store?
It was in Long Beach.
Yeah.
So these pressings, if you look at the bottom, it says Orpheum, and these sound really good. Orpheum sound excellent. So definitely worth grabbing these when you find them.
Yeah, there's some Orpheums on some other labels too.
Zach, you didn't tell me that one. Sorry. You sold it to some other guy who looked like me, my doppelganger.
Did I show you guys the stuff I pulled out of Noble last week, or that was no? I went Saturday.
Yeah.
So
hey, and I did. Chris, did you get a chance to meet Dylan? I talked to Dylan for like 10 minutes.
No, I didn't see him.
He's very.
You didn't
nice.
have lunch with him, Chris?
Mm-mm.
We all went off together while they had lunch with him.
Oh.
And it looked like it was probably Mazzy just talking to him, and the other people were sitting around them.
Yeah. While Dylan was in Austin, I was in his shop.
Sorry, Eddie, my auction is going to be killer. It'd be killer. So just come. There'll be lots of stuff.
Here you go. This is what I pulled off the wall from Dylan.
Oh, I saw that in Austin, I think.
Yeah.
Now hold on. I noticed that your lighting has improved.
Yeah. Did you get a ring light?
Well, it's just I can make it better. It's still
no. He took his hat. I think he took his hat off.
Yeah, that too.
He's not wearing his
there's a brand new light here, but
so that's his second on Columbia. Yeah.
But it's a promo, and there's no promos listed on Discogs, but that doesn't mean anything. But it's just.
So I have a question for you. Not his first one on Columbia. I have the Record Store Day reissue, but I did see down in Austin. I was consider buying the OG original. But it really actually doesn't go for a lot of money.
No, I paid $50 for a really nice copy.
That does. Oh, your new dog.
Nice. The star of the show.
Yeah.
This is the latest jazz bumette. Anyway,
Has she run away again, or how's that going?
Yeah, she ran away again. I had to chase her at night.
You guys seen this one?
No, that's interesting looking.
Bob Moses, Bittersweet in the Ozone. There were a couple strange Bob Moses records that Dylan had, and I grabbed this one just because the lineup is massive. You got Daniel Carter on tenor and alto and flute. You got Gene Lee on vocals. Eddie Gomez bass, Billy Hart drums. You got cello on here. Of course, Bob Moses on vibes, piano, drums. Dave Liebman, Randy Brecker. This is a wild affair. And this is on Mozown.
How many tracks are on that? How many tracks do they do on that?
There's four shorter tracks on side A, and the B side is one long 24-minute jam.
Nice.
When did that come out?
Oh, 75. And there was another one in there on a different label, another Bob Moses I'd never seen before. So I had to grab one of them. And then this has been in the shop for a while. It was mint sealed original of the Tony Scott.
Now, I don't know. I know there's that one Tony Scott that everyone gets.
Probably this one.
You sure? I thought it was
my African
reissued.
song or whatever it is.
Yeah, it got reissued not that long ago, right?
One on Soul Note or Black Saint.
It's the one where he's like, maybe he did field recordings or something.
Oh, okay. And then, well, I'll show some other ones here in a minute. I'll be right back.
This is a cute doggo.
Yeah.
Now,
What's her name?
Ruby.
Ruby. All right.
So
Yeah.
what's the deal with her running away?
Dogs do.
Well, I just quickly, I brought her home. We brought her home, and my wife ran out to Petco to pick up a few things. So I took her in the backyard, and our backyard is fenced in, but it's there's like cracks in the fence. So she was running around. We were having fun, and then she just found that crack and then bolted out. And this, we had the dog home for like an hour. So this dog doesn't know who I am, doesn't know its name, like doesn't know like this is a rescue from down south. So I'm chasing this dog, and she sees me chasing it, has no connection with me. Mm-hmm. So I probably ran full sprint, and I do not run for like a mile. And I am freaking out. She's going to get hit by a car the whole time. I'm running through backyards in my neighborhood. Like she's running on one side of the house, then coming out the other. It's like a cartoon. And then she finally, and we were getting close to like one of the main roads. And I was really freaked out. And she finally ran into a backyard where the fence was open, but it was all blocked off. So I was able to get her. And then she came up and just licked my face, like, whatever. I mean, she's very sweet. Yeah.
What are you supposed to do to kind of make her feel that this is her new home and all that stuff?
Well, I'm like flooding her with just like I've been taking a lot of meetings downstairs. So we have another dog. So we're keeping her downstairs for a little bit. And then Remy, our other dog, is upstairs. So I've just been hanging out downstairs. We have a guest room down there. So I'm sleeping down there and just trying to make her feel, like part of the family as much as I can. And then, so that's basically what we're doing. Just giving her tons of love. So she's very sweet. I could already tell we started the bond, and we're starting to train her. She has like no training at all. I don't know what her background is, but yeah, I mean, she's really great with people, and I think dogs in general, but just doesn't know anything. Like knows no commands, no nothing.
Also, aren't you supposed to do all that stuff with her?
Yeah. So I'm starting to we're. I don't want to get into all the training thing, but getting her to know her name, getting her to sit, getting her to like touch like your hand, just basic stuff. So we've only had her for 6 days, so we're still working through it.
Well, aren't you supposed to take like an article of your clothing and put it in her crate or something like that?
We just got a crate today. We had one in storage, so we have to start doing the crate thing for a little bit, and then the other thing is. So I had a bunch of records come in. So I had a bunch of cardboard, and I'm taking it out, and she runs like it was like again like a cartoon. She runs like under my feet, out the front door. Everything goes up in the air, and this is at night, so like sun's down. So now I'm chasing her at night through people's backyards. Again, probably like a half a mile this time, and it was a nightmare. But what was good is she actually made it to one of the main roads. And as soon as she made it to the main road, you could tell she was scared by the cars. So she came to me, which I thought was good. So
was she running to run away or running to just get energy out of her?
Yeah, just energy. Like she just wanted to explore. Like she wasn't like running in fear. It wasn't like that. And
were you running?
I don't want to be too long-winded, but anyway, I got her back. But it seems like she is slowly getting like integrated into the family, knowing me and licking my face and all that stuff. So I think hopefully should she be off leash in the future. It's ultimately I would like to have her off leash, like when we go to the football field and walk around. So that's the goal. But she definitely has a prey drive, which kind of freaks me out. And I don't know. I mean, she, some dogs, for me, like I'm not a great, dog trainer person, so I may just not be able to do that with her. But hopefully we can get there.
Well, there is a technique you can do. You know how they have clickers? I understand if you get a valve trombone and just play a few notes for her.
Yes.
Look, here she is. Can you see her? She's just hanging out. Little Ruby.
Is she
She ain't running now.
No.
Yeah, she's
Comfortable now.
She's waiting. She's studying Mike to see when he doesn't pay attention to run away.
no. We've started to. I like completely flood her with like kisses and everything. So I think she likes me.
You know what she says? She doesn't. You have human breath, so it's very off-putting.
Her breath stinks. I do need to get some toothpaste and brush her teeth.
All right. So while you guys were at the crazy convention, Carolina Soul had probably the heaviest drop of records that I've seen over the years. A couple years ago, guy out in LA, Greg Wooten, put part of his collection up over a course of about 2 or 3 weeks. That was some pretty heavy stuff. This stuff rivaled that. I'm wondering if it's another part of his collection, because it was just a ton of private press rares and a lot of heavy pieces. I got 2 packages coming from it. So I got this came in today. So this was the big one. Billy Bang's Survival Ensemble, New York College.
Oh, very cool.
Who's playing on that?
This has got William Parker on bass. Of course, Billy Bang on violin. It's got Rashid Baker on drums. It's just a lot of people I haven't heard of. Bilal Abdur Rahman on tenor soprano percussion. Yeah, that's the loft kind of scene. But this was recorded at Columbia University in 1978 for a radio deal. So it's
Did you
Columbia's
watch
in the news right now?
Dave? Did you watch there was a documentary like 2 or 3 years ago, right, about Billy Bang?
Well, he's a Vietnam vet.
I have a Billy Bang record that's worth some dough. I might sell with Don Cherry on it.
Yeah, that's it. It's not. There's 2 for sale. I got it for a lot less than that.
Yeah, I think Chris from Elm City Sounds had this one time when I went in, and he was telling me about it, and I was like completely unfamiliar.
One of the guys in the Discord pulled it out and played it. He's got it. I don't know who that guy is, but today I posted these, and he had a copy too. So.
Oh God, Mark Glassman probably has it.
Mark,
I'm assuming you have this.
This is one that Joe Analog Archive would dig. Alexander von Schlippenbach, The Living Music. Of course, this has got Brotzman, Han Benny, Manfred Scoof, Paul Rutherford. So on FMP. This is not the first press. The first press had an all-white cover. This is the reissue from a few years after, which a much nicer cover with there being color on it.
Now, what's the style of like the Billy Bang record? Is that shrill avant-garde?
Yeah, that's really good with a little more percussion driven stuff. Okay. This one's free and out there.
Okay.
And then this one I haven't listened to yet. And this is one that Sherv and Alex, I think, both picked up on a dig in LA not too long ago. At one of those small shops, Harmonicord, Espritz de Sel. I don't know. It's a French jazz record from '77. It's a gatefold. He played a little bit of it, and I dug it, so I wrote it down on my want list. And then I saw this. I got this for like $20-some bucks, so I couldn't pass on it.
It's a French pressing.
Yeah, it's a French original from '77.
Nice.
So that was the first batch. I got a Terramasa live record I didn't have, and that's coming. And then the other one was Polish jazz, Tomasz Stenko, that I didn't have. Those are on the way from that auction. But I was watching 60 of those auctions, and I only got 5 records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't bid on all of them, of course, but I mean, honestly, the way I do it with Carolina Soul, because everything used to be, when I was watching 70 years ago, everything was a $6 starting bid, and no one was buying jazz, and I bought 300 Blue Notes from them, probably, all for cheap. No one gave a shit. It's just 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Carolina Soul blew up, and then now everything's $8 starting bid, which isn't too much of inflation, but now $8 goes to 100 within an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody goes crazy on there. So anytime anything goes over $20 in the first day, I delete it. I'm like, nope, not for me. If you're already at $20 after the first day, I don't want it. And then I just kind of pare it down from there, and then hone in on what I'm willing to shell out for. You know what I mean? It's gonna fall somewhere below the rest of the internet, like that. Billy
now,
Bang.
when you were getting Blue Notes from Carolina Soul, were these like first pressings or like black keys or just everything?
Yeah, like for example, I mean, this was. I got one right here. That's one of my better ones from them. This was from Carolina Soul early on back in the day. This is a DJ stamp copy, first mono, Tony Williams. This
very nice.
This was under $100. I can tell you that.
It's a great record.
There was stuff like that all day long. I mean, that's probably the most. This is probably the most I paid for one. I might have paid, I don't know, somewhere around $80 for this after shipping and tax.
Yeah.
For an OG. But everything else was.
I'm like,
but I getting a lot of 7 pressings too.
I'm getting into OG. I mean, I'm not getting into them. I'm just getting I'm getting some OGs now, and it's like the worst time ever. It's like these are like if an OG comes up for like $60, it's like just buy the damn, like as long as it's in decent condition, because like usually all those like OGs for the most part, if they have like a New York like address, West 63rd address, it's gonna make that thing a deep groove. Oh my god, like that's gonna really increase.
You guys all have nice record cleaners, right? The Humming Guru or whatever.
Yeah. You don't have one?
It's essential.
No.
It is so good.
I have a kit that I got from Teddy that he sells. I mean, what is it called? Hold on.
The one thing I want to get that I don't have, I would like to get a flattener. I don't.
The Groove Washer kit.
Groove Washer.
By Kansas City. It's a whole kit with everything you need, spray bottles. And
the Humming Guru, I feel like it's such a game changer because it's like, it's just simple. Like it doesn't require a lot of water. Like it's so easy to use. It's like 15 minutes. It's compact. Like you don't have to think about it too much. It does such a good job at cleaning records and getting just everything out of the groove that, I mean, it's just so easy. Every record I just put in there because it's just so easy to do. There's no reason not to.
And if the one I've come up with a technique where I have a small spray bottle with a solution that includes the surfactant. I spray it on my records, I wipe it off, and then I clean it in the Humming Guru.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd like to get her. Yeah. Rob, you don't have a flattener, do you?
No, but I would like to. Felipe flattened records for me, but I think, and Chris still has to send me back the records I sent him. But I kind of feel like Chris's experience with his flattener. Chris, would you say you're like at 100%?
Chris, is that up behind you there? Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of feeling do you have from the records you flatten?
Oh, it's like fucking killer. The thing's awesome. Yeah.
Now here's a question. Here's a big question for you. Have you ever flattened a lip warp?
It depends on what kind of lip warp. Yes, I have, and it's worked. But if it's like melted because it got hot, it's just fucked. It doesn't matter if you flatten it or not.
Heat damage is the worst.
Yeah, if it's heat damage, it's screwed. There's nothing to fix it.
Did you flatten both? You said, what would you say that our Pepper record, what kind of warp would you call that one?
That was like just a wavy
Dish
as fuck
warp?
record, man.
Dish
It wasn't,
warp,
no,
right?
it wasn't a dish warp. It was more than that. It was like a dish warp, and then it was also just kind of wavy, right?
And you got it pretty much flat.
Yeah.
That was a Hawaiian warp.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, well, the Horace Tapscott is a warp, like not a lip.
I haven't flattened that one yet, but yeah, I'll do that tomorrow.
What's the hummingbird go for these days, cost wise?
It's about $400.
That's it.
No, the one that and I've talked to
No, the humming. He said the humming guru.
Yeah,
the In-Groove has the model above Chris's,
Mm.
and that's
he's not listening.
who is it?
Rob,
That's
he said
okay.
Dave is asking about the humming guru price.
Oh, what about it? It's
How much it costs?
How much? I think if you go, they started selling them out of the U.S., so they ship right away. I think they're around $450.
Wow, that's
If you
really
get, I think if you get it from China, it's 400. I think on Amazon, whoever's selling them
seems
is
pretty
getting a cut.
good.
I think the company set up out of Fontana here in L.A.
Okay.
That's where they ship from. So you're not even going to have to wait that long to get it.
No.
Yeah, Dylan's got a flattener over at the shop. So if I ever need anything flattened, I just go over to Noble Records.
How much does he charge for that?
If he's there, I forget. He just included it in my bill when I get a stack of records. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Well, some high-end shop, there was a guy down in Orange County. He goes, I have the flattener. Like it's a service he'll just provide if you buy from him.
Yeah.
So, I would like to get. Yeah.
Question for Rob, since you sell.
Yes.
How would Brian grade a record that's really clean, but it's warped? I'm assuming just like a dish warp and it still plays clean.
So for me, and I'm not, this is just me. I disclose everything. If you look at my listings on Discogs and eBay, they're like paragraphs. So I would be, but it really gets down to playability. So that record I showed, the Galt record, has a lip warp, but it plays very well. I think if you're honest with someone, but it already automatically, I think a warp goes down to VG plus. What keeps it at a VG plus is the playability of the record. If it plays without any noise and it's pretty clean, I think you could call VG plus.
Depends on the severity of the warp, right?
Right. But what you want to do is have a relationship with someone buying from you. I think if you say this is I'm conservatively grading it VG only because of the warp, but it plays excellent.
The Discogs standards say that if it's like a minor dish warp or something, it can still be VG plus. But you need to Rob's point though.
This is
don't downgrade it to a VG if it sounds perfect.
Yeah, and there's a lot of grades above VG plus.
But this is why okay, never mind.
So no talk, Chris.
I'm just saying you have to put it in the description of the record you're selling.
Be very descriptive,
very detailed, and very descriptive. Yes,
you will have loyal people buying from you. I think that's really a big issue for people.
Yeah,
if they can trust you, then they're okay with the way you describe the record. But like I'm very descriptive. I think that's the way to go when you sell records.
100%.
The thing with this
it's in like VG shape. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say this KL audio, which is $6,500. Look, I just feel like this humming guru for $400. If I can clean 2,000 records with that sucker, and it or more, it's like getting like a Honda, and it's like that thing you put like 200,000 miles on it. It does the job. It like this cleans the record. I can't imagine, like, it's still ultrasonic at 40 hertz or whatever it is. Like, what could possibly be the difference, except if you are someone who owns a record shop who has to clean records all day, every day, and you literally need like something like that.
Okay, Mike. It is,
but like as a collector, I feel like that humming guru, you don't really need much more than that.
Well, I believe getting into this hobby is about stages. You will outgrow the humming guru depending on your income and what you do. It is not the best to
But
have
the result of the
hold on, let me finish. Chill out. Let the dog lick your face. Okay. So it is a pain in the ass to keep pouring the water back in, but it's not, listen, it's not, I don't live in the, the dark ages.
Well, honestly, the volume of records you're cleaning compared to me, where the most I'll get, 2 or 3 records in max in one day. And usually not that. It's like one record every couple of days. So it's like, it's like a no-brainer. Like that thing is perfect. But you're going out every day, you're flipping records, you're cleaning records all the time. You're putting a lot more hours into it. So, that's a whole different thing.
So yeah, the main difference between like the degritter and then the Claudio, it is a different the hertz rate is different between the humming guru and those. I don't know whether it's better or not, who the hell knows, right? But those I forget what they're called, but like the ultrasonic little engines or whatever, are heavier duty. They cost more. That's when they're expensive. Also, someone like Mike is running those things 10, 12 hours a day, every day, all day.
Yeah. So
that
I totally understand that.
I think I'm cleaning between 5. I'm cleaning between 5 and 10 records a day usually. Yeah. And that humming guru is a super trooper. Mm-hmm. And I had to take it apart because it was clogged. The tube was clogged up, the hose, and that was easy to do. They really, you got to hand it to them. Yeah, they really dummy proofed that machine. They really made it easy for people to make the repairs themselves, and they have really good. They even had instructions for me to clean that clog out. So there,
I think it's a must-have.
Yeah.
For someone who gets into the hobby, who is going to has figured out that they're going to stick with it. They want to do it. They're going to invest and they're going to buy used old records. I think spending $400 on this, if you can do it, is hugely important because you can buy records that are filthy basically and just completely make them clean. And it makes all the difference. That I don't, and I know that you can get cheaper things, and I've had those. I had a spin clean, and I had the Chinese bootleg one of those. So I went to the cheap, and it's good. It does a good job. It gets a lot out, but the humming guru is just so much more. It just gets everything out. It's so easy. You just hit the button, walk away, and come back in 15 minutes, and it's perfect.
Yeah. Like I feel like more power to someone who likes the spin clean, but I kind of feel like
that's a good point.
Then you're using all the slap chop, and then you're this and you buy all your products from TV infomercials.
Yeah,
that's just weird.
Huh?
Yeah, and look, I realize that the humming guru is all plastic. It in terms of like what it looks like the degritter looks beautiful. Like that is just a good looking machine. So if you have the money and you want something that looks great.
Yeah, but I mean, look, are you sitting in front of your toaster going, that's a marvelous machine?
Yeah, but no, some people want a really nice kitchen and they want everything in there to look nice. And I will say the degritter is the one, Chris, that definitely uses a different frequency. I forget what it is, but yeah.
PB Thou has like 4 or 5 machines, different kinds. He uses I think he has the Claudia.
The last I heard, he was using 2 humming gurus, one with the surfactant and then one clean.
No, he uses his heavy duty machine in his garage. It's not the humming guru.
Okay.
I did get one other jazz record in the mail, and I forgot to show this one. This is Gene Lee. Don't freeze yourself to death over there in those mountains. It's a private.
Who's she playing with?
This has got the Wolney brothers, or well, maybe it's just one of the Wolney brothers. Yeah, Frank Wolney on bass, A.R. Panks on keyboard on this in Total Sun Ra.
Yeah, if you that documentary, Mal, if anyone got the Record Store Day, Mal Waldron, they made a documentary at the same time they recorded that. Jean Lee is in it.
Nice. She's
That's
a favorite.
Her story's kind of sad.
Yeah. Now
she got cancer and bad cancer and stuff.
Well, this record came from Mats Gustafsson.
But she was like a poet and stuff like that and sang, right?
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, I love June Tyson, but this even is better than. I mean, this is a Sun Ra sounding album because of how A.R. Pink. He's a drummer and a pianist and a keyboardist, and yeah, this has got total Sun Ra vibes to it.
Now, is that a old pressing or a repress or what?
80s, I'd want to say, early 80s. It's a private press. I'll show you the label. All the artwork's done by A.R. Pink, German. These are from Germany. This was in the silent auctions that Mats Gustafsson does. So this arrived from Austria the other day. Finally, it was stuck in customs in Jersey for a while. Yeah, they all have this like lion on the label. I got maybe 6 or 7 of these records. There's quite a bit of them. There's one seller on Discogs in Germany that has pretty much all of them. And I've shown them before, but I mean, there's a lot of them. A lot of them have Frank Wright. Like this one has Frank Wright and Butch Morris, and the Wolney Brothers, and then A.R. Pink on drums. This is what New York. Yeah, on the A side, Catch the Dollar on the B side. They're all really good.
Is that a hand-drawn cover?
Yeah, they're all the artwork's done by the drummer there. Like this one, this one's got Bob Flagg on sax, but Bob Flagg is actually John Chakai.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now, why is he using a pseudonym?
This one's got Louis Maholo on drums. This is one of my favorite jazz records ever. This is at the Royal Academy. This is live. This is an incredible LP. And what's this? There's the TTT group, which is Maholo's on drums again on this. The Wolney Brothers. Frank Lowe is the horn on this.
Mm-hmm. Is this all new stuff you've gotten recently, or
no? I've had a lot of these for years, but this is the only one I just got.
Okay.
I bid on 3 records and I got this one.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't really like the way those auctions are. They're very similar to how what's that shop in Pittsburgh? Jerry's Records. I don't know if you guys ever dealt with his silent auctions.
No.
He would send out a weekly thing or a monthly? I think it was a monthly thing, and there'd be a whole list of records and with condition listed, but you no pictures, you couldn't see any of the records.
Mm-hmm.
And you just would email in your max bid. There's just let the chips fall where they may. You know what I mean? And then you get an email back.
Yeah.
You won.
And then if you win the auction, it'll come by Pony Express, right?
Well, it's interesting because that place was cash only, and like you have to. So most of the locals would do those because you'd have to go into Jerry's and pay cash to get your records. So here I am in North Carolina, and I won a Lee Morgan the Cooker and one of these silent auctions from him, and I call up there and I get him on the phone because this was obviously before he passed, and he's like, I'm like, yeah, can I not, how are we going to do this? He's like, well, I don't know how to do the card thing. He's so old school. Yeah. He goes, I got to get this girl over here to handle this for me. Right. So he put some lady that worked at the store on the phone with me so that she could take my debit card information. She couldn't even she had to write it down and then email me back and say, okay, it went through, and they sent me my record. But that was interesting.
And they went back to milking a cow.
Yeah.
Why do we need to give Chris a wrench? Did somebody time
still cash only? Even
did somebody time him out?
No, but we just give our friends wrenches generally. But
oh, you know, we'd give out more wrenches. It's just that we have to open up YouTube to do it, and I just never do that. But we should probably give out more wrenches.
But I think it's still cash only there, even with the new ownership. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Chris, you have a wrench in spirit.
Why don't you just go get a real wrench and hold
all
it?
Right, I'm gonna give him a goddamn wrench.
Go get a real wrench and just hold it in your hand.
If someone getting out of line, who needs a wrench?
Yeah, if you think someone's getting out of line, just bash it against your.
Just take Wyoming Dave's wrench away and give it to Record Talk.
Yeah.
Chris.
Okay, that's it. These are this is zero sum. We only give out however many we've given out. So if somebody else gets one, someone else loses.
Hold on.
So what about the ranges? Are they like limited, hand numbered or something?
Yeah.
You should do
We're gonna set up a PayPal. If you
wrenches?
want a wrench, just give a donation.
No. You should send them on like a scavenger hunt on the internet.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, deep groove wrench.
Let's see. Okay, Chris, how do I do this? Add as moderator. Standard moderator. I think that's right. Moderator, right? I'm not giving him like control over chat.
Standard moderator, yeah.
Hey, Mark Glassman, why don't you pare down your collection to 5 records?
All right.
He's got
You should be good now. Oh, Fluffy, you got one too.
Yes.
It's all heavy hitters.
What
I'm seeing.
You want to see
Can
some of the
somebody
crap at the show?
Chris,
What?
I'm late to the party tonight.
Well.
What was your? And I've seen all of Rob's finds from the show. I watched his video. What was your good stuff?
I'll show.
Hold on. Before he shows them, Dave, rate my finds from the show, just on a scale from 1 to 10.
7.
Who cares?
Really, a 7? Okay. Now you'll see Chris's, and then you'll rate his.
Oh, 7 is a pass, and then it's cool, right?
But that's on my like the kind of stuff that I would go for. You know what I mean?
Right, but probably like 6 or 7 of the records I got, I think, would be in your wheelhouse.
But you got a lot of records, man. You got like 100 records.
No, I bought probably 30-something records from the show. A lot were to put in my auction, and the rest were for myself.
Rob, I think you got too many records.
I do. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Did you ever meet up with the Too Many Records guy?
That's what I'm mad about. I didn't find that twerp.
Hey, Harry. How's it going? Hey, Harry, I saw a cool Beatles bootleg. I shared it with Rob. It was an EP. It was a butcher cover, but it didn't have the babies on it. It just had the meat.
They call that one the Top of the Pops.
Yeah, and they were selling it for $70. Is that a good deal? Let me know in the comments below.
Now, Billy found some insane stuff, and he
he was killing it.
He put it all in his shop. He put a shop video up today.
Not all of it. Not all of it. He told me which ones he was going to keep.
Is he keeping that Waldron that he got?
Yeah, I believe he's keeping the Mal Waldron.
Okay.
He got the Ian Carr record. He's keeping.
Here's the secret to know about Billy too. Yeah. Don't take too long getting to a breakfast spot with Billy because he'll get super angry about it.
Oh, he gets angry?
He gets very angry.
I can appreciate that.
He has a lot of energy.
Yeah. He's a New Yorker. He's got to.
No, when I get hungry, man.
You want to see some stuff I got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I talked about this one already. This is a killer record. I got this.
Wow.
At the show.
Yeah.
Talked about that one earlier.
I've never seen
$20.
He stole that from my hands.
No, I was actually, you try to steal it out of my hands. Here's what Rob does. You're looking at records. He's, let me see that one. I'm like, no, you're not seeing it.
I was fucking with you, dude.
Okay, Chris. Yeah, show the Billy Harper. Go.
Can we talk about how if you go somewhere digging with somebody and you're going through bins next to each other, how fucked up that is?
Oh, don't go to a record show then because people will. Oh, here's a story real quick. So I'm digging through this one bin, right? And there's no one around me. and I pull a record out to look at it to see if it's fucked up or not. And this old fucker comes up on me and he's like, "Hey, can I look in that bin?" I'm like, "No, motherfucker, I'm looking in the bin. Like, don't you have any etiquette? Like, it's a single box. I'm standing in front of it. I just pulled a record out."
Hey,
Like
hold on. I'm not that, Chris. I'm not that old.
Not you. You didn't do
Oh.
that. Anyway, all right. So anyway, so this isn't from the show, but this came in today. I'm gonna listen to it probably tonight.
Yeah,
It's a new
mine
vinyl
is-
release,
Nice. I still need that one.
Knowledge Culture Trading.
So,
I got an OG, but it's kind of noisy.
I have the speaker's corner version of that. So, I wanted to share.
Dave, I'm getting that vinyl please, which I was supposed to swap for credit. I didn't. So if you want my copy, we can talk about it.
Okay.
You don't like this, or do you have an OG?
I have an OG.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that record at all.
No,
I,
it's kind of noisy.
Actually, both the essential and the classic from vinyl please this month. I wanted to swap. I forgot, so I missed the mark. To whoever wants it, just let me know.
If you can't sell them, you could probably
Thanks.
return them too.
thanks, Felipe.
I got this from Rob. This is a great art pepper. Living legend. Check out that horrible photo though, man. It's like he just came right out the clink.
Look at that shirt. That is great.
Oh, this-
Texas Lutheran College. I don't even heard about that.
That's probably his best record. Show the lineup on that.
I don't think it's his best record. I think the Vanguard one's way
That's
better.
a killer lineup of people.
Yeah, it's Art Pepper, Hampton Halls, Charlie Hayden, and Shelly Man. I mean, it's great, but I think I still think the Vanguard stuff's better.
I love
It's
that
great
cover.
cover. He looks
Yeah,
real
I'm digging that cover.
dirtbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, total dirtbag. This one I've only listened to once. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
Tommy Flanagan, George Mraz, and Elvin Jones on. Is this on Ninja? Yeah, on Ninja. Rob cried about this for 20 minutes when I picked it up and tried to maybe
He
give it to
stole
him.
it out of my dead hands.
I did not. This one's kick ass. It's Charles McPherson, Free Bop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's
So
got some good stuff.
He does. I don't know why it's called Free Bop though, because I don't know. Whatever. It's not
Is that
free.
the
Free Bop?
Xanadu label?
Free Bop is a great title.
Yes,
That's
Xanadu.
Xanadu.
Yeah,
Xanadu.
there's another one of his records on that label. I've been looking for it for years. And
For
it's cheap.
sure. He's got a bunch on that label. Who's on this? Charles McPherson, alto and tenor. Peter Sprague on guitar. Lou Levy on piano. Monty Budwig on bass. Then Kevin Jones on conga. I haven't heard of these guys, but I mean, so really enjoyed this one. What's next? Oh yeah, this is great.
I
Rob
told
did
you,
find it.
I
I handed
told
it to
you
you.
to buy it.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you to buy that one, right?
Yes.
What's the style of that? Because I know we did a deep dive,
In a-
and wasn't that
In a silent way.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
I have a copy of that in my auction next
Yeah,
Saturday.
it's not my favorite Les McCann, but I did enjoy it.
okay?
That was good. What else? Oh, so this one I got at Waterloo. So this is Jiro Inagaki and his Soul Media, which is kind of a jazz rock group. That's what it's called, but I don't really get the rock part of it. I mean, it's got like electric bass and electric guitar in it. This is really good. This is on that Project Revinyl reissue label from I think HMV Japan.
Mhm.
This one's on white vinyl. I think this was an RSD Japan version, and so love this. Really good.
I love that Columbia. That Columbia label's great.
Yeah, and so Colombia, Japan is not the same as Colombia, US.
Right.
Right. I think it's the same as Columbia UK.
Either cocaine's better.
Yes. So
Yeah.
really happy to find that. And then this is another one I got at the show. Ken McIntyre Sextet. With
Yeah.
Wow,
I
that's
have that
cool.
over here.
I've been looking for that record.
That's a badass LP.
Yeah, I think I got this for I don't know, $10.
Yeah.
Really
Steeplechase.
Yeah, it's Steeplechase, and it's interesting because I think this was later of his records. He did a bunch on Steeplechase, but
It's his son's
kinda
on there,
over
right?
here. Yeah,
I only
That record cooks.
I don't know if his son's
Wait,
on it. But, so it's Ken McIntyre. And here's what's cool about this one. He plays a different instrument on every single.
Wait, I'm wrong about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he plays a different instrument on every tune, basically. So he plays
it's great.
alto sax, flute, bass clarinet, oboe, and bassoon. And then you got.
I have a Ken McIntyre and Steeplechase. And didn't you pick up one recently?
I have
With the green
not
label.
recently, but I have the one that it's on Inner City Steeplechase. So with his picture on it, green.
I have the one that I have like the cheap one. Anyway, it's good.
It's a good find for $10, Chris.
Yeah, I can't find the
Yeah.
other one. I have. The other one's better, but this is pretty good.
I think Ken McIntyre has at least one or two records on United Artist. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, they
Um,
need
which are pretty good.
OJC needs to reissue the one with Eric Dolphy.
Oh, with Eric Dolphy. Yep. That's on New Jazz. That's a good one.
Mhm.
We have done top 5. We've done a shit ton of top 5 videos, Lou.
Yeah. Well, we don't make videos anymore.
We're going to, though. We're going to.
Hey, maybe we can crowdsource this. We were thinking like if we were going to do a top 5 instrument, because we've done like top 5 piano players of ours, top 5 tenor sax players. What would be like bass, drums, alto,
I have it. Valve,
trio, quintet,
valve
whatever.
trombone.
I picked this up and I mean I'm fine. This is the Quest reissue. I forgot that they were going to be reissuing this, or I probably wouldn't have bought this. But I paid $50 for it.
Is it Van Gelder?
Yeah, it's Van Gelder. It's a blue trident. I mean,
Dude, I would just keep that. I would not get the reissue.
Can I reenact when I told Chris, it's coming out on September, and he goes, damn.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that's
exactly
fine. That's a good
I would, Chris. I would just keep that copy. I wouldn't even get the new one.
Now this is fucking killer. This is the same Soul Media. It's called Funky Stuff. If you were gonna get one of these, I would definitely buy this one. This record is so kick ass, super funky, kind of. Another one's kind of similar. Not really fusion. I mean, it's kind of fusion, but like kind of. There's some baby making like 70s porn songs on here. You know, that kind of guitar and stuff. Really good.
Chris, that
yes, the Quest.
Brian wants to know. No, Brian wants to know if that Quest reissue you have sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, it's a blue Trident RVG.
It probably just it sounds. I have the repress with the original.
Same plating from the original.
It's slightly
Which
noisy.
cover, right?
What pressing is that?
Yeah, it's the
What
original
pressing
cover.
is
Yeah.
that?
Oh, it's an OJC.
Okay.
Probably pay $8 for this.
Yeah, my copy is in the twofer. There's an Eric Dolphy twofer with that in it.
Yeah.
Funky
That's
Stuff
the
is
one
cool.
I have.
What's the original go for on this? Like,
Here's the funny
fun.
thing about that, Dave. Because Record Safari had a copy they sold for $40. The problem is there are not a lot of them, so the pricing for it is based on that.
oh,
That's
Oh,
kind
yes.
of like
It's
a
like-
record that should probably go easily for 150.
I was gonna
But-
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of
150,
copies.
that looks like an older
This
copy.
is this not
Right.
the OG. The OG is Deep Groove with a purple New Jazz.
Right.
This is a reissue. I forget what year it is, but it's an early reissue. It's probably the same metalwork that Chris's has.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably it probably is a little different in terms of the pressing. This is heavy. This is really heavy, but it sounds fantastic. I got this for $80 before they announced that they were going to reissue it. But I kind of like having the older copies. I don't mind like if this is my copy. I'm fine with that.
Right.
Like, I won't get the new reissue, but if you don't have it, that one probably is going to sound phenomenal. So
Oh,
get
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But, I have this, and for when I want to hear it, this is fine.
Hey, Felipe, pull out your copy. I'll get mine to make Mike feel bad.
I have this one.
No, I don't have a good
Oh.
copy of this one. So
I have an
This is
80s
fine.
reissue of that. I like it. I don't know why people don't like it that much.
The Eric Dolphy with the Latin Jazz Quartet. That's a great record.
Yeah, I have the 80s
That goes
reissue.
for a lot of money. That's not a cheap record. I think a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
Well,
let's see.
It's the blue
You got-
Trident, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's shit. Throw it away.
No, that's what you got me thinking about was this record. The
oh,
Dolphy
this is a good one. Yeah. This is a good one, Chris.
I have that. That's good.
This one's really good. I got this for I think either $10 or $15, which I thought was a pretty good deal. Because the
Who's the
cover,
group on that? Isn't that
It's
like
a-
an octet? Like, isn't
There's
it
a lot
pretty
of
big?
people.
there's more than that. I mean, the cover is
Okay.
kind of roach, but the record plays perfectly. So you got Clifford Jordan tenor and flute, Dizzy Reese on trumpet, Pat Patrick on tenor and flute, Howard Johnson tuba, Mahal Richard Abrams on piano, Richard Davis on bass.
Pat Patrick.
Azardine Weston, I don't know who that is.
Who's on drums?
Louis Hayes and Jimmy Ponder. Not Jimmy. Louis Hayes and Grover Everett on a couple of tunes. So I think it's a slightly different groups, but it's kind of a bigger band sound. But also it's interesting because Richard, what's his name? Mahal Richard Abrams. I've been getting into him more, and he's like a free jazz piano player, right?
Dude,
But
he's
I
like
love
the
this
founder of
record.
AACM, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or the
I
first
don't know if the
president,
founder
or
is
he
part
was
of it, yeah.
hugely important.
Yeah.
I
So
think I picked up a record with him and Cecil McBee.
yes,
Nice.
this isn't a who's the bass player on this? I don't remember. But anyway, so what's cool about this record is some of this stuff sounds like kind of traditional big band where he plays the piano like really nice traditional, and then there's a couple of tracks where he just kind of goes crazy. So I was really happy to get this one. The next one is the most I've ever spent for a record. For this one.
Ooh.
Oh, beauty.
Oh,
Chris, how
good
dare
job.
you?
Black and white label.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
that's
Yeah.
the one I have.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow,
Great record.
nice.
I listened to it a couple
Very
times
nice.
already.
Yeah, that's the
So the
first
guy
press.
wanted $100 for it, and I gave him 90. Tried to get him
Good
down to
price.
80. No
Good
way.
price.
Oh, you got
That's
a
good price.
Yeah, you got under 100 on that.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, you did good. And that's the
Yeah,
most
full
you've
copy.
ever paid.
Yeah,
Nice.
And that's the OG. That's the OG
Man, you're
label.
doing good, dude.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got all those records, and that's the most you paid for a record.
it's most I've ever paid for a record, except for like a UHQR I bought once.
Oh,
There you go,
those don't
yeah.
count. That's just
Yeah.
that's just retail price.
You won't kill the vibe. You are the vibe, Louis. Until you
Man,
start
you're
getting
doing
pissed
good,
when you're
dude.
driving.
Louis, I need a fellow Diet Coke drinker up here, so come on up.
I need to learn whatever your golden rule is on.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Well, my golden rule is buy reissues if you can because they're cheaper than
Okay,
I do.
I got you.
This is a really cool record. Tyrone Washington. I've only bought this because who's on it really, but also I've seen people post about this. This is that the 1970 or whatever that 70 71 or whatever
Yeah, 6971, Chris.
yeah. So
Those labels got mixed with Liberty. You can buy either those guys or Liberty labels. They're both considered Liberties.
yeah. So this is the thing, like a second pressing or whatever. The guy wanted $25 for it. I think I got it for 20. Or no, I got it. Oh, this is funny. So the guy, I only bought this one record from this guy, I think, and he was like, "Hey, everything's 30% off." He's like, "Okay, so how much is this?" Because I'm not doing the math of what 30% off of $25. And he's like, $18. I'm like, "Will you do 15?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, fine. There's $3 extra." But anyway, really enjoyed this one. It's got Woody Shaw, James Spaulding, Kenny Barron, Reginald Workman, and Joe Chambers.
Yeah,
So
that's a great price for that, man.
yeah, I thought it was a good price.
Sounds like you guys did really well with the prices in that convention.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and the
I've
cool
seen a
thing
lot of
was
different people from there, and they did well.
pretty much everybody that I bought from would work with you a little bit, especially if you bought 2 or more records, right? So like this one, like I think this one, the guy wanted 65, and I bought like 3 records from him, and I ended up getting it for 50 or 55. I can't remember which, but getting $10 or $15.
Did you know that was the Quest with the other cover on New Jazz when you got that? Did you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew what it was, but I was like, "Oh, it's sweet," and I saw it's a clean copy. It's RVG, a Blue Trident, which I don't have a lot of, so I thought it'd be cool to have. This one's really good. So this is Chico Freeman, right? Let's see who's on this.
Yeah, Mike and I were talking
Well, also,
about it the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? You know what's really cool about that, Chris? That will be different than probably the reissue that they're going to do. Not this record, but the Quest.
Yeah.
That one with the alternate cover is the stereo version, and the New Jazz is mono.
Interesting.
So I don't know what the deal is, but these New Jazzes were mono, and when they reissued it with that cover, that's when they reissued the stereo.
Talking about the purple.
I don't know. I don't know what the reissue is going to be. I assume it'll be. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think my OJC's stereo, man.
Do you know
Can you
this
double check
record?
that?
Chico
Yeah, I have
Freeman?
that.
No,
I have
that.
So this is on
the second side is live, right? It's a live set.
Yeah, second side's live. So
Yeah,
it's
it's a
got
good record.
Chico Freeman. He's playing tenor sax, flute, bass clarinet, which is fucking right up my alley. With Cecil McBee on bass, Hall, Richard Abrams again, Steve McCall on drums, and then Tito Sampa is doing the percussion.
And on the back there, it says, you see, it says AACM at the second line there.
Yeah.
Great lineup.
Looks like my kind of PowerPoint presentation where the font's not quite lined up like it should be. Really enjoyed this one. I think this one I paid $20 for or something like that. Yeah.
So just to because I've mentioned AACM twice now. For people who don't know what that is,
Association
I'm not.
for the Advancement of Creative Musicians.
Actually, Dave, you're probably, or yeah. Nicole, you're definitely better. But what year did they start? What was that whole? What can you just give a quick?
1965.
Yeah, I'd let
And
Nicole.
they were based out of
in there.
Chicago, right?
Based out of Chicago.
And this was like this was like what was like their philosophy?
Yeah.
What was their philosophy?
Well, I'm not, yeah,
because they're still around today, and it's like a governing body.
it all.
It's like there's a president. There's like they are active. Like they're not
They
just
stay there. They have
an
a
artistic
New York. It's originally started in Chicago, and then started a New York branch when most of the musicians from Chicago moved to New York.
Yeah, the creative movement.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, and then Lester Bowie came from BAG, Black Artist Group. So, and then he came into the fold of the AACM. So.
Yeah. So that record Chris just showed. It is noted as like
if I can find it
on the back. It actually says it's like an AACM, project or whatever. So it's pretty cool. Like it's a cool rabbit hole to go down, learn about those artists, and again, they're still around today.
Yeah.
Oh, the rabbit hole is endless too, because what we were showing last week. I mean, all the solo effort stuff.
Right.
Guys, just keep going.
Harry's got a good
it's fun.
A few of them too.
So as far as, and I got a bunch more records I want to show, but Harry's like, did you find that it was worth the time and expense for attending the show? Did you buy records you could have found locally? I probably could have found some of the records locally, but I definitely got shit that I would almost never find here. Like that Black Saint, I would be shocked if I saw a copy of that here. And as far as expense goes, it wasn't that expensive for me to go because I drove with Louis. He paid for the gas and then our house. Me and Louis and Jose and Chance got a house together. And for Thursday night to Sunday morning, it was less than $300 a person. And the house was a block away from the record show. So it was pretty good gas.
I can honestly tell you, Harry, I would have to wait a long time. I could probably end up finding them, but it would take a while.
Yeah, but I mean, the fun thing was meeting Mazzy and Rob and Chance and Jose and hanging out with everybody.
So Chris and Rob, a question. I'm not sure if you guys already talked about this. How often, how many times were you guys recognized?
Oh, interesting. I was, I think, twice. Yeah. And Disco Matt, who was in the chat earlier, I met him and I talked to him. Rob's full of shit. He was recognized by his haters 10 times.
Only one hater.
I met Disco Matt, which he was really cool. I met him actually me and Louie met him at End of an Ear, I think, before the show. And then I saw him at the show a couple of times. Then another really nice guy named Ryan, from what I remember, came up, and he's a guy from Dallas that watches the show. So that was pretty fun.
That's cool.
People would come up to me and go, "Hi, Rob. I watch you." It was like 3 guys who did that.
Yeah.
One of the slab companies that grade the records, like baseball cards, he was like, "Hey, I recognize you from the internet, blah, blah, blah." And we were talking, and then he goes, "I really am a fan. Can I get a picture?" And I think, Louis, didn't you recognize me as someone famous?
No. The record show itself is like a psych ward. I mean, there is some characters that are record show, man. People that smell like shit because they haven't bathed in a week. People with no etiquette of give somebody space to dig in records without being a dickhead, stuff like that.
I only came across one dickhead. Well, actually, two, being technical, 3. Chris, someone else, then one guy who threw a fit at a $5 bin record seller.
Oh wow! I do think that you probably got on the nerves of many record sellers.
How? We chatted and stuff.
I don't know. One guy was definitely off put because me and you were looking at some record, and you're like, "Yeah, that's not a good price for that." And the guy's like, "Yeah, it is."
Was it a good price?
No, it was not a good price.
What
Why don't you,
record was it?
Already going to $50 for it, so, you know.
make me
record?
big. I want to show you something of Mike and Dave and everybody. Back in 1975, when I was living in Los Angeles, I got to see the art ensemble the first time in a what do you call it, a community center in Watts. But in my time, I don't know if you can see this, the reverse of it. This is a sticker, a car sticker that I never used.
Oh, kick ass.
Put it on your car.
Yeah, but how many cars have I gone through since I got this in 1975? So
You know what I want to get? You know that bumper sticker?
It's
It's
a pretty
like
rare thing to have there.
it's like keep on honking.
Yeah,
I'm
it
listening
is.
to like Sun Ra or whatever.
Yeah.
You know that bumper
Oh,
sticker? Have you
yeah.
ever seen that?
oh, my
Yeah,
daughter gave me this thing. If I could find it, that's pretty cool.
And then there's another one where it's like I'm listening to like the spiritual genius of Alice Coltrane. Keep on
Right.
honking.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those and put it on my car.
Me too.
That sticker is
Okay.
incredible. That's an artifact.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah, that is cool.
funny. When Nicole gets back up the shore, what I have here,
Chris, it's probably very close to the same.
and it deals with the record show too.
Oh, I remember that Across the Bay would say that lots of bumper stickers of Berkeley car, right?
Mm.
Okay. My daughter and her fiance gave me this for Christmas. And I told you that they were a big Sun Ra fans. This bumper sticker.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
cool.
great.
Yeah, I want to get that.
Nicole.
Yeah.
So a couple conventions ago in Charlotte, we have a seller and he's always there, and I forget his name, which is terrible, but he used to book the art ensemble whenever they'd come to DC because he was based out of Washington, DC. And one show he had cleaned out his office and he had a bunch of stuff laying out on a table. And if you bought a record, you could take something from the table. Like, and he had posters and stuff. They were all free. So I got this from him. It's an original flyer that he was putting up around town.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
For the
cool.
art ensemble show.
Yeah.
At Freedom Plaza.
Yeah, there's a poster from when they performed at Zellerbach that I had the poster, and then somehow I never had. I think my mother's, basically threw it away when I went to college at Zellerbach in here at UC Berkeley, and
So
I
this
just
one?
love that poster.
Yeah,
that's
so
the
I
one
got to
Nicole-
go back next time they have a convention, and I missed the last one, and see if he's got any more stuff.
Those are great.
I kind of want to get both of these.
That's something I want to
Get that and then get one of the old school shit happens bumper
I
stickers.
need to wash my car before I put anything on it.
do. Oh, same.
It's so dirty.
Here we had a tornado come through, so that was
Yeah,
exciting.
I heard you guys were getting a lot of tornadoes in the last couple
Well,
of
my
days.
neighbor's tree is completely, it's still in the middle of the street.
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah, it was pretty intense here.
In fact, I
did
saw
Ron do?
the New York Times this evening that there is a solar storm or something like that.
Luckily, I was at my work when it hit. It was a pretty safe building to be in compared to home here, but it was a tornado. Pretty much.
Is anyone near to see the Northern Lights tonight?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
If it's
That's
clear,
the-
if it's clear, you should be able to see it in
Yeah.
here in North Carolina.
We can't see them, Louis. We're too far south. Already looked. You want to see more records? Did I buy
Yeah,
a
Chris,
record?
I know you got more.
I do.
All right, so this one Nicole should be familiar with. So Nicole
yes, very
recommended
much
this
so.
recommended this record like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and I bought it and it scared the shit out of me, so I sold it. Then I found another copy for $8 again, and I bought it again. So I'm gonna give it another shot.
In fact, I'm going to
Nice.
see next month in a house concert, David Murray with Elzabar in a house concert.
Khalil Zabar?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, up here in the
Well, that-
Berkeley Hills.
So the Clarinet Summit is a clarinet quartet. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a quartet.
It's really good, but there's some parts that get really, really crazy. Like
I went to John Carter Mary plays.
Only listened to it once, like a year and a half ago. So I'm gonna give it another shot.
And there's no rhythm section.
Nope.
No, it's just 4 clarinets. Like,
and that's Indian Navigation.
Indian Navigation.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen the Valve Trombone Summit?
No, that doesn't exist.
No.
I
think that's a joke there.
Okay.
Can you show the label? Can you show the label of that one?
Oh my God.
So,
you seen the Indian Navigation label before?
Yeah. There's a few different ones.
Is there?
Yeah. So speaking of Dave Murray, Chris, his current band, the first record I mentioned on Bandcamp today, the Martha Sanchez Trio. Martha Sanchez, she plays in his band.
I picked up a David Murray record at the show.
When is that Plum coming out?
This month.
Yeah, they should be shipping later this month. It's actually on its way to the US now.
I'm not done, man.
Oh, I told you to buy that.
Yeah. This was kind of pricey. I got it for $40. This is the Andrew Hill twofer on Blue Note. It's really nice shape. I haven't listened to this one yet. This one I got. This is interesting. So this is what label is this one? I don't remember. Oh, it's Inner City. So this is Franco Ambrosetti Quintet, which I don't know what that is, but Benny Wallace is on it. That's why I bought it. So it's Franco Ambrosetti, Benny Wallace, George Grunts, a bunch of guys I've never heard of except for Benny Wallace. So for $8, figured I'd give that a shot. And I got this at the same time. Actually, I think I got this one and that one for $20. So I knocked off like $3. This is Frank Morgan and George Cables on Contemporary, and it's just a duo, also saxophone and piano. So I'm looking forward to listening to that. What else? Oh, this is cool. Got another Buck Hill, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
You like Buck Hill?
Yeah, DC dude.
Yeah, so it's Buck Hill, Kenny Barron, Buster Williams, and Billy Hart. Figured that would be hard to pass up. This is interesting. I found this one. This is that War Greatest Hits that Kevin Gray cut on his.
Yeah, that's good.
Or whatever.
Oh wow,
so
that's very good.
For it. They wanted $50
How
for
much?
it. 50, but it's got a dish warp, and the store we went to called Breakaway in Austin. It's my new favorite store in Austin. So they had pretty good selection, and then they have really nice listening stations with like little tube amp headphone amplifiers, so you can sit there and listen to your records and stuff. So it sounded perfect, but like I said, it's got a dish warp on it. So I told the guy, "Hey, this is warped. Can you knock something off the price for me?" And he took it out and acted like I was lying or something. He like runs off with the record. Then he comes back. He's like, "How about $35?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." So got that. Do you not want me to show more records, Mike? Why do you keep making me small?
No, I thought we were going to talk about that. So.
Oh. I'm probably going to put this on Discogs, honestly. I mean, I don't really care about this record that much.
Now, how much does that go for on Discogs? What could you get for that?
I think it's probably $60, $70.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
And you got the platinum, so
When
do you have that?
When the hype was high, it went higher. It's kind of come down in price.
Yeah, because
do you have that?
Well, then AP did it too. So
yeah. Felipe, do you have this one?
No, I don't, Rob. Chris, I have like two wars. I have the.
You just insulted him. It was like
No.
he sort of had the Austin death stare going on there.
I deeply apologize. Okay.
that's pretty scary, Chris.
This one, it's Phil Wood's record I don't have, so I bought it. Who's on this? Phil Woods, Johnny Pate. A bunch of guys I've never heard of. I don't know. It's on Verve, but cheap Phil Woods. I always pick those up. What else? Some James Newton.
Yes, great record.
Yeah.
This is kick-ass record. I got this at Breakaway too. This is Jackie Ballard. It's solo piano. There'll be some
What's
changes.
that on? What's the label?
On Muse, and it's really nice. Check out how clean this cover is, man.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah. So
nice. What's
really
he play on that?
What's
is it?
What?
What's he doing on that? What songs?
Oh, So the tall trucks, there'll be some changes made. Blues au gratin.
Turn some lights on.
Songs of Proverbs. I mean, just a bunch of different shit. Nothing I really recognize, honestly, but there's one that's a tribute to Jimmy Slide. Who the hell's Jimmy Slide? I don't know. So anyway,
He's a valve trombone player.
Is he? He's not. Trombone player. That was good. I kind of regretted buying this one after I bought it because it's not the cleanest copies, but I really wanted a copy of this. So this is Miles Davis. Oh, I love this record, but nice. I paid like $8 for it. It's a 6i VG, whatever. I'll probably
Hank Mobley's on that. That's fucking awesome. That looks great.
That's the killer record, dude. I streamed this quite a bit because it's Hank Mobley, Wynton Kelly, Paul Chambers, Jimmy Cobb, and then Gil.
What is that cover? That cover always has. Is that a dinosaur? What is that?
I don't know.
Listen, it's an outline of a valve trombone.
Well, look, it's got Miles. He's like being held up by.
Oh, is that Miles?
Loch Ness Monster.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that's Miles.
Oh my god, that's insane.
It is kind of weird, and it's also electrically rechanneled for stereo. So this is the one I probably regret.
Sometimes those don't sound too bad.
Goddamn Loch Ness Monster.
All right, one more pile, I'll be done.
Oh god! Why don't you take a break? Why don't you? Why don't you take a little break?
No, I don't want to take a break. Why are you trying to control what I do?
Why does everybody have to show everything?
Why don't you
just show a couple records and move on?
You know what?
I'm gonna leave soon. That's all.
Jazz Bum Mike obviously has album envy. Just pay your dog.
Album envy.
I don't know anything about this, but Rob gave it to me because Mazzy gave it to him, and I guess Rob didn't want it, so he gave it to me.
No, I was being nice to you, you damn moron.
Oh, that's cool. Is that Pacific?
I don't know. Let me look.
I think
it's called the Jazz Tours.
I think that's when Pacific Jazz got bought by Liberty.
Oh, it is Pacific. Yeah, it sits around the front. Pacific Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz Bum.
Yeah, come on.
It's that label, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do? Have a date or something there, Mike?
What?
I said, do you have a date?
Yeah,
I got a date. Yeah. Did you see the new puppy, Nicole? Did I show you?
Yes, I did. I saw it.
That's my date.
Message. I said, "Hello, puppy." Puppies
I have $5 down that dog's gonna run away during the stream.
So he's got a point here.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, he's a jazz lover. I gotta run.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good comp.
Billy gave this to me as VCLT, so that's cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Found a copy of this that I'm probably gonna sell at some point, maybe. So I already have a copy.
They're just Chad's reissuing.
That's coming out next month,
right?
Isn't it next month from AP?
Here's another Muse. Yep. It's Sonny Chris. I haven't listened to this. It's like
Felipe, you gave me that.
I have that. That's good. It's a good solid session. It's not a set.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean it's got Dolo Coker, who I really like a lot. Larry Gell's on bass and Jimmy Smith on drums.
Yeah, it was good.
I got this Luis Gasco, which I don't listen to yet.
I have that. That's good. I told you it was good.
And then I'm really excited about this one. I haven't listened to
shit.
Yeah, Joe Ambrackine and Clint Houston on bass. I guess it's a duo.
I have a noise.
Oh yeah, and that's the timeless. Yeah, that's the OG timeless.
I have to upgrade
because that was because there's another. They reissued that here with a different cover.
Yeah. Check out this weird label too. Special import Jazz
nice.
Jazz in.
Yeah, but it was imported somewhere weird, like Germany or something. Look, I mean, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of fuzzy, but
Chris, I have that. We should listen to it and do a video on it.
Okay, we can do it. Let's do it tomorrow. Got a copy of this. This is a
great record.
I think 35, something like that.
49.
Which copy is it?
So it's Elvin Jones, Jimmy Garrison. I mean, it's this record.
Yeah, but what pressing is that? 35 is a great price.
I think it's not original. It's like that.
Oh, those are good. No, those are great.
I got
those in the wagon. The orange wagon wheel and they all sound good.
Stereo. I can't tell if it's Van Gelder or not. I don't even know if it was cut by Van Gelder to begin with. But
I have my copy has the stereo sticker on it.
Oh, cool. It's probably an OG then, right?
I have the same copy.
Mine is a Impulse label.
Oh, I guess it isn't Van Gelder. Okay.
Is it or is it not?
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
No, it is. It is.
Is it?
Side A has Van Gelder.
Does it say stereo and like with a stamp and the dead wax too?
Mhm.
Yeah, but mine's a different pressing. You see how your ABC and Impulse? Look, check this out. Ugh, sorry. You see how ABC and Impulse are separated?
Yeah.
Is yours like that?
Yeah,
I already put it away. I don't know.
but your
Yeah, I don't know what
my
it is.
copy's inferior because it's got some guy's name written on it.
Yeah.
Paul-
They're not getting
Paul
along.
Fisher.
they
Paul
got
Fisher.
separated.
Thanks,
You know-
thanks, Paul.
You know who Paul Fisher is, right?
No.
He was the guy who liked to collect all the saliva built up in the valve trombone.
No, it's
Yeah,
true. Who just left?
This record's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
I got mine for $30, I think.
Yeah, no, I didn't pay. I mean, I waited until it came up for a good price, but I'm pretty sure like early pressings with Van Gelder get pretty pricey.
Felipe, are you like using a water pick over there or something?
No, I don't know where this noise is coming from. I don't
I
know.
don't either. Maybe it's not. Maybe
He's using a breathalyzer.
that's true. All right.
You know what's cool is you know what's cool about this, Chris, is Sonny. Look who's on this. I don't know if you mentioned this, but you have Sonny Simmons and Prince Lachey. Prince Lachey, Sonny Simmons. So it's cool. It's a great record.
Yeah, I'm excited to listen to it.
Hey, Felipe, has a spaceship landed in your backyard?
No, it's not here, Rob. I know where the noise is coming from, but it's not here, okay? I already said
Thanks,
that.
Paul. I like how Paul put his name not only on this side of the gatefold, but also that side of the gatefold.
I said, oh my God, he's really just in case.
You better be careful because I think his ghost might come back and take that.
This I got as a record I got from Rob. It's a German pressing, right? So I'm
Have
looking
you
forward to
listened
that.
to it? Because it does sound very good.
No, I have not listened to it yet, so it'll be cool. We'll finish these up. I got this at Breakaway as well. So it's another Xanadu. There's like two different of these records basically. One's silver cover, one's black. Do you have this one, Mike? I can't remember.
I think I sold it.
I have the
I
silver
don't
one.
know. I don't think so, but I might.
So it'll be interesting. What else?
Yeah, I have one of those, Chris.
Found this random Kenny Barron record, so I bought it because it's Kenny Barron. Like,
I don't remember ever seeing that one.
no, it's on
Solo?
Eastwind, who I've never heard of. I have no
Solo?
idea. I think it may be solo because I don't see any other artists listed here. So I'll
Yeah.
report back next week. What else? Another James Newton,
Yeah, great record.
and then this is from Rob too. Really excited to listen to this.
That's cool.
Really
Pretty
fun.
cool.
That's on Verve. This is like a German copy or something. I think.
It's Japanese.
Japanese. Okay. What else? Oh, and then another Art Pepper, which is a Galaxy, which will be cool. And then that's it.
Cool.
I have
Cool.
I have a small little stack I want to show before I leave.
Okay.
I picked up this Dewey Redman on Impulse.
Impulse.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if this is actually one of his more sought after ones. It's Leroy Jenkins is on it. This was the one from the Stone Dude I got for $5.
Cool.
Cecil Taylor. I like Cecil Taylor.
This is the one I picked this David Murray up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on here with John Hicks, Ray Drummond, and Ed Blackwell. And then
Saw that band.
I traded a bunch of records with Billy. So I'm selling my OJC. He gave me an OG of this.
Nice.
Blue. Tried to
You have an OJC of that?
yeah. With this
Start-
with the hype sticker.
Start a new pile, bro.
What I have.
I don't know this one. Nicole, do you know this one?
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I had it back in the day.
This
Oh,
I'm very happy. I know they reissued this, and it's a very sought after record. This is an OG of this Lloyd McNeil record,
Never heard of that.
and
What
then
level's that on?
it's on. I think it might be Treasures. It might be. I don't know if it's a private press or what.
Baobab. Nice.
But it was reissued recently, and a lot of people like it. This was Mahal with the Cecil McBee I picked up.
Yeah, good record.
What's that on?
Mike would be interested in this. I actually found this at Amoeba the other day. Sealed. This Rob Mullins band.
Oh, I've streamed that before.
Audio
That's
Quest.
not my style, but it's
Yeah,
a good
Audio
it's a good
Quest.
sounding pressing.
Yeah, this was $10.
Yeah,
That's
$10
good,
is good.
Super premium.
Yeah,
Super
that was
180 gram, high quality.
so we messaged Harley about that, and I think he was saying that was when RTI first put that type of vinyl out.
Yeah,
Like
super
they were
vinyl.
like, they were like the first to use it for Audio Quest.
I did get Waterloo had a bunch of great records. I got this for 15. This is from
That
Record
was Record Store Day.
Yeah,
Damn, I didn't see that or read about it.
I didn't buy that. I don't know why.
I mean, the other one's killer. So
Yeah, it is.
I was inevitably going to get that, and Chris loves this record.
That one's
that
good,
has
but
the
the other
skip-
one's better.
I have a noisy version. I'll just pair together for
Yeah.
someone.
So can you show that record again? Where did you enter the record fair?
Okay, so this was my mortal enemy at the record fair, and I tried to stay at least. This is 50 feet away because I feel that was a good radius. But
Was that
Chris,
before or after the death stare?
the death stare actually took place over here, and Chris was over here struggling to reach the third box of records.
Yes, that's true.
And then this is where Mazzy held court, and
Yeah.
every famous person there took a picture with him there.
Speaking of Matthew, where is he tonight?
I don't know.
It was probably when
Yeah, I don't know.
well, I think
Well,
he
he
went
was
line
live
dancing.
streaming all day.
He went
True.
line dancing.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I bought too many records, man. I don't know if I'm gonna ever
I
listen.
only got I got 4 records this week.
Oh.
3 of them were part of the classical, the Jesse gramophones,
Oh, cool.
audiophile ones. So I'm not showing them; they're hidden.
Oh,
One
you got all
jazz,
4 of
one
those?
jazz.
You got all 4 of the new
I
ones?
got 3 of the 4. Last week when we Michael, poetry
Yeah.
on plastic, mentioned about the Buckner, and I had to order it separately, and that won't come, I guess, not until tomorrow. So, but I got this.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
didn't,
nice.
you didn't buy the box?
Oh, I have the box.
Oh, nice.
Is that OG?
Oh, it's in New York.
Very nice.
Yeah, it looks like an OG.
Oh,
Cool. I like those
Yeah.
sessions.
me too.
Yeah,
Not even
15.
sessions, they're concert. I like the set.
And
that's
then
pretty
then a few CDs, which I buy more of. This guy, Sten Sandell, pianist out of Sweden. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
player, really good player. Clarinet, bass clarinet. Here lives in Berkeley. Ben Goldberg. What is this called? 8 Phrases for Jefferson Rubin. It has Trevor Dunn on contrabass.
Oh, wow.
Isles Ellis on contrabass. Larry Oakes on saxophones, tenor and soprano. John Schott on guitars. So that's pretty cool.
That cover's freaking me out.
Yeah.
And this is I just got this today. Matt Mitchell, pianist, it's a solo piano on his own label, Obligatory Records. Matt Mitchell's plays in New York and a current player.
Mhm.
And a Milford Graves that I had in the past that
Oh,
I needed to
great.
get back again. It's a solo drum record.
So
Nicole,
is
how
he
much-
playing
how
all
much-
different types of percussion?
What's that?
Is he playing all
I
different
got-
types of percussion on that?
Yeah, all different percussions.
Cool.
What about the
What were you saying, Chris?
Marilyn Crispo record?
Oh yeah, that's over there. I already filed it. Yeah, the
How
one
is
they,
it? How is it?
It's a great record. Well, I had it before, but that's why I needed it. So,
Do you want to see Nicole
Yeah.
give the Austin death stare? I have a record I didn't show yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to throw this record because Nicole wants it, but I this is one record I paid a little bit of dough for.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I'm willing to pay it, but we're going to do a trade, which I'm trying to figure out.
Well, yeah, I'm not worried about it. Whatever you figure it out, I have plenty of records right now. But this is not. I haven't listened to it yet. But the other, whatever, what was they were called? They're the John Carter, Bobby Bradford,
yeah.
quartet.
Like I said,
yeah.
If you get to it like an old time person that lives in LA or lived in LA for a long time, ask about the Century City Playhouse.
Yeah,
that does not exist anymore. I used to see Bobby Bradford, John Carter there all the time on a Sunday night.
I know. I got an OG, but I did buy the British reissue of the Flying Dutchman record. I think I know they did too, the first one. That thing sounds excellent. But the OG is Van Gelder and it's kick ass. But
right.
This is before they changed their name, right? And went to Flying Dutchman.
Right.
So I'm very happy with this pickup.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's good shit, man. I think I'm gonna go. Oh, here's one I got, and I'm gonna listen to this when I get off. This so this I want to know, Nicole, what you know. So this was originally on Atlantic.
Yeah.
Called something else. I don't know what Discovery
it was a budget label, all I remember.
Oh, you know what? On my Trend. So we did the whole video.
Yeah, no, we didn't do Trend. We did a different label.
Yeah, it says license from Warner Brothers. So this was sealed for $5, so I picked it up.
Yeah.
Discovery did a bunch of that's a good thing. Yeah, Discovery was a budget label, but they did I've got 3 or 4 of their records.
Listen, Louis Golden, you're on my list. Where's that record? Because I wanted to show you where in the show Louis was lurking most of the time.
Yeah.
On the map.
Louis was lurking as being asleep most of the time.
Now, I'll have to say this, and I don't know how Chris and Louis feel about it, but I was very happy with the barbecue situation at Terry Black's.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was insanely expensive, though.
Well, isn't all barbecues, even here in California, barbecues are just ridiculous.
Actually, I don't know if this is the case, but in every city they have those gigantic Whole Foods that are like 3 or 4 Whole Foods in one.
Yeah.
There's one near me in Venice, and they have a smoker, and they make Texas style barbecue, and I just had some today. I just ate some.
Good.
It's excellent.
Yeah. Very nice.
Terry Black's was cool, but Louis' plate was like $100.
Well, he bought the
really
the one thing that was very expensive was like a beef rib.
Right.
Like those beef ribs were $40 or whatever.
They're $40 a pound, and like the rib weighed like 2 fucking pounds. So.
But the quality, you're eating like the best quality meat, you know. True. Their smoked turkey was outstanding. It wasn't dried out. It was nice and juicy. It's good shit.
It was good.
Ouch.
I'll tell you what, Rudy's is almost as good as that, and it's going to be a third of the price.
Yeah, there was I would have liked to go to Rudy's. I went to one in Austin before. Isn't there?
You know what? Connecticut has like, and let me know if I'm wrong, people, but has no barbecue.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite. It's like that's like it's not here.
Hey, Mike, correct me.
Is it all boiled or something?
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong.
They put clams on pizza here.
Yeah, but that's famous. That's famous.
Yeah, it's like a famous.
Yeah, I know.
Like, people would die. Listen, Mike, everyone has food people would die to come to. How far away do you live from where that place is?
Oh, Sally's a Pizza?
Yeah. Well, there's 3
I have one in my town.
there.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. That's where you can get a really good clam pizza.
Yeah.
But just the regular pizza, I don't get that. I usually get the regular pizza. It's phenomenal. It is the best pizza ever. And it's like, and then in addition, like everything they make is good.
It's a
like
cold,
because they
a cold pound, cold.
I don't think I'm not sure if it's something like that. I don't know if it's coal or what, but like the oven they use is like, you know, way that they do it. and it's good for
Yeah.
sure.
A friend of mine who lives in Holland
New
says
Jersey
that
has great food.
she has fish pizza all the time.
Hey, do you?
And I go,
I love New
Sorry.
Jersey food.
Hey, Mike, do you live near that famous hamburger place where they only make it one way?
No, it's not. New Jersey's it's not the Earth's butthole. It's America's armpit.
Yes.
Get it right, Louis.
I thought that was Bakersfield.
Houston
No,
is the other armpit of the
there's
country.
America has multiple armpits.
Yeah, there's lots of armpits.
Multiple armpits.
No, Mike, do you live near that famous hamburger place where they have the specially made?
No, that's in New Haven.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been there. I know I would like to go, but like I'm not. I don't. I would like to go just for the historic purpose, not because I actually think it's going to taste like phenomenal. Which I'm sure it does taste very good.
There's also the place that makes the steam hamburgers too. Okay,
I think
so.
Okay.
2 things before I leave. I got my tickets. They went on sale on Tuesday for individual for the Headhunters reunion show in August at the
Nice.
Hollywood Bowl. So
Cool.
I got me and Jim are going to go see that, and then University of Vinyl's here in the chat. He's in town. Me and Jim are going to take him to as many record stores as we can tomorrow. So we should shoot video of that.
Cool.
It'll be fun.
That shit
How
literally
much gas do you use going to all these record
What now?
stores?
What now?
How much gas do you use in going around all
Well,
these?
I eat a whole plate
records.
full of beans, so I'm fully gassed up.
Rob actually bikes. He bikes around LA. I heard.
On the weekends, it's fine. It's not that horrible. We're gonna
Right.
get going to Record Safari is the first one that opens at 10. Then we'll go from place to place to place. There's at least 8. I want him. There's more to go to, but we'll probably be able to hit 8, I think.
Record Safari.
Yeah, hold on. That dude's a thief. That dude
Okay,
right up there.
can I just address something? Can I address something? Louis and Wyoming Dave, you know, we don't generally censor people, but could we just not talk about Snooki from the Jersey Shore, please?
Oh, thank you, man.
Hey, there's a rumor that Mike almost named his new dog Snooki.
True.
You know, I didn't even think, but I was like, so I didn't even name her. Ruby came from like my wife and her sister coming up with names. And I was thinking like, she's a female, so I wouldn't do this. But if I got another dog, Duke Ellington would have been a killer name for a male
please
dog.
Don't do that to that dog.
What would you name? Like if you had to pick, like Yuta, would Yuta be a good name for a dog? Yuta Hip?
Yeah. No. Uterus.
I like Yuta.
Come here, uterus.
I like Yuta.
Come here, good.
No,
Get the hell out of here, Rob.
I think the perfect name for like a dog or a baby or
when
anything is like Hey. Hey is a perfect
Is what?
name.
What is
I think
it?
it's Hey. Hey is a perfect name. Hey,
Hey.
shut up. Hey, come
Hey,
here.
you.
Hey, I want all of
Hey,
you.
you.
I want all of
Hey,
you.
you.
Later tonight, Mike is going to be chasing the dog for about a mile, screaming,
Yeah.
"Hey, uterus, get the fuck away!"
I cannot even tell you how terrible it was. Like I thought both times it was very likely I would not be able to get this dog and she would just be gone. Like that feeling
Megatron.
of that, like I can't even tell you, like it's not even something I even want to mess around with. I am so now sensitive to every possibility of her getting free like that.
Yes.
I just can't. So I'm like super sensitive about that because it's truly frightening.
Oh, yeah.
I said this.
You know, the rescue calls and they're like, they check in and it's like, oh yeah, well, I brought her home and in 30 minutes she ran away. It's
What are they gonna do? Come to your house with a warrant?
well, even
Hey,
if somebody,
Mark.
nothing, but it's just like, even if somebody found the dog, there's no way to associate. It's not like she's
Right.
chipped.
Is your
or-
dog
she's
chipped?
Nothing.
Is your dog
Now
chipped?
she is. Now she is.
That's good.
At the
I
time,
respond
she wasn't.
respond to Mark. I thought about naming my son Thelonious. You know,
That's a
Hey,
good name. I like that name.
Be a bad name for a dog. Though,
I
too long.
they would
posted
call him Theo.
when Mike said he got a new dog on my stream the other night. I said, "How many of you, when you go to the vet, give your dog your last name?"
Everyone.
I said I'm not into that. And Delphina texted me going, "My pets don't have my last name."
Yeah.
Does your pet?
That's
Oh,
weird.
Doug.
Want to hear a little story about my experience with doing with the Jazz Record Center's auction they just had?
Yes. Did you buy a
Okay.
$12,000 record?
No, well, it wasn't. It didn't come that high. So I saw that Maran Brown septet on original Fontana.
Mm.
I go, oh, cool! Starting bid
Oh, is that the one
$200.
with the drawing cover?
Yes, yeah. So I had the bid at 300.
Wow.
Well, it came in at kind of blew past my auction stealer at
Wow.
300 to 455.
Hmm.
I
It's
just like
incredible. His clientele that bid are just incredible.
I just like, nah, I'm too old, man.
I have
Yeah.
I have a
Incredible.
Japanese of the Archie Shep and John Sakai. Those fine. They're fine, right?
Yeah.
I have a copy of that. I have a Japanese reissue that Felipe and Chris got me for my birthday.
Yeah.
Felipe,
just
by the
thought-
way, happy birthday. I'm so sorry. I forgot to wish you happy birthday.
I know. Yeah. Happy birthday, Felipe.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, man.
Wait, I did.
I wrote on his Facebook page.
Rob was the only one. Thank you, Rob.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I
I
didn't write on your wall, but I think I messaged you happy birthday.
Hey, Felipe, now hang my picture behind you.
That's
Okay,
true.
I'll do.
How old are you, Felipe?
Huh? 46.
How
I was
old?
45 this year. I was the real 45 this year.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I do have to run to deal with some stuff
Yeah,
that's
I
going on
wanna
in the house here.
All right, get the hell out of here. I'm
I
running
will.
this ship now.
All right, I'll have fun.
Running the ship.
Later.
Hey, get ready to look at all Mike's shitty records. I'll see you next time, guys.
All right. I hope you all like
Rob.
Sinatra.
Sinatra.
Ugh. All right, I did want to show records. Do you guys want to hang out? I'm literally going to stay regardless. I'll do it. I'll fucking go solo. I don't care.
I'm hanging out.
All right. I have some stuff I've had for a little bit now.
I'll mute
I
myself
don't-
for a while.
I don't think I showed much of this. Felipe, are you hanging out?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay a couple more minutes. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I might just keep going. I'm bored. So what can I show here? I have 3 killer records.
Carmel Jones.
No Carmel Jones. All right, I'll show this one.
Louis, why don't you come
This
on
one-
up? You're always a good for amusement.
Yeah, who wants to? Does anybody want to come up? Louis, you want to come up now? Well, I'll go solo. Don't even test me. I'll start a new stream and just I won't even share the link. I'll just do it by myself. All right, cool. Louis is gonna come up. Let me get a link here. This link is only for Louis. If you want a link, give me a shout. But we try to keep it limited. Yeah, I got a couple things I could show. More than a couple. Nothing crazy, but it should be good convo. So I'll wait for Louis to join. So Nicole, what are you listening to mostly? Like you got those classical records in recently. Like will you take like a week and get into a classical hole, or do you just listen to whatever you can grab? What are you doing?
The hardest part for me is trying to decide what I want to listen to. When you get, sometimes I'll just look at the collection. I don't know what to do. Yeah, and sometimes I just forget. It's like, oh, forget it. Can't make up my mind. It varies throughout. I don't listen much during the week, just because of I don't have a whole lot of time with work and all related.
This week has been tough for me to listen just because of the dog, mostly.
Right.
I'm like literally my life is upside down because of it. So I'm like not like the part of the house that my turntable's in. I'm not even there. I'm like in the basement with the dog. So it's just like that's just how this past week's been.
You've been relegated to the basement, huh?
I mean, I have listened a little bit, but just not nearly like my usual like thing is just completely disrupted.
It's what
Which
if
is
you,
fine.
when you have CDs, you can easily put a CD in and you know.
I've been
the
streaming,
record you have to
honestly.
worry about.
Louis, I like
Yeah,
the
if
blue
you have a
lights.
dog.
I've been streaming. You know, I definitely bias my listening to the new things that come in. There have been weeks where I don't get
New
anything in
reissues.
really, and then I do go back, and that is fun. But like, you know, as a collector, I'm always buying new stuff. So, all right. So, all right.
Where's
So
Louis?
we have Louis, but we don't have Louis. Louis got Nigeria. That's cool.
I see a series.
Somebody at work messaged me because they know I collect records and into jazz, and somebody messaged me. They were like, "Do you know about Grant Green?" It's like, "Yeah, I know about Grant Green." And then this is on Slack, and I probably sent him like 15 messages, and he was just like, "Oh, okay." You know, I get excited when somebody wants to talk about anything like that. Hey, Louis, you good?
Yeah, what's up?
Cool.
Do you have this
All
book,
right.
Mike?
Which one?
This one?
I don't. I think I might have I have the hardcover.
Yeah, I have the card cover.
Show off.
But I bought it when it first came
All right.
out. So
Yeah, it's good. It's like the mother of all jazz coffee table books.
All right.
yeah, I got so many Blue Note cover books floating around here.
Okay. All right. So, all right. I wanted to get through some records, and I'm just hearing from my wife that this dog needs to go out. So I'm going to move through this quickly. We
Hey,
have
hey guys.
Dave. Hey, Dave. How's it going?
I'm doing good.
Let me
Are you going to be
rearrange
on here
some
much
things.
longer or not?
No, because now I got to take the dog out. So
Well,
I need
I got
to.
some jazz albums I want to show you next time then. No big deal. Okay. But
Show it now.
All right.
I got to hurry. I got about 10 or 15.
Oh, I thought you said one. Okay,
no,
never
more than one.
Well, let Mike do
All
his
right.
thing.
Well, hold on. I just want to show a couple records. Then Dave, you could quickly show yours, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
I'll just show a
Cool.
few there. Okay. So,
Because I have some, and I can save them for next week.
hey, Nicole, how are you?
But I did want to show this because I just want to put it on people's radar. So I know people aren't really into the gray market stuff, and generally I'm not either. But this is an Argo record that I think is on. It like got listed recently. Cheapest one's like, I don't know. It's like $700. It's like stupid money. It's ridiculous how pricey this record has gotten. But this is Shahib Shahab, Summer Dawn, originally pressed on Argo. And this is a repress. And the reason why I wanted to get this is because there's a website called London Jazz Collector. And he bought this the first time it was pressed like a year or two ago. Bought it for the same reason that I brought this, that just originals are they're just hard to come by. They were hard to come by back then. Now they're, crazy price. It's like stupid how expensive this record is. But anyway, he gave it really positive reviews. This label is called Rear Ward. I think they're out of Italy, which they do a lot of Shahib Shahab stuff. Like most of the stuff they reissue, I think, is Shahib Shahab and some other specific artists that they just dive into their catalog. And London Jazz Collector said this sounds very good, and they had other stuff that they pressed that sound really good. So I wanted it in my collection. Maybe one day I'll get lucky and get it for, somebody will list it for a reasonable price. But I got this, and it's pretty cool. It's this has been repressed now by Rear Ward. I don't know why I can't say that. And it is available on Dusty Groove for like $30 or something. So if you're interested in this title and Shahib Shahab, something to check out. I do think it sounds pretty good. And who's on this? So you have Shahib Shahab on alto and baritone sax, flute. You have Ake Pearson on trombone, Francis Boland piano, Jimmy Wood bass, Joe Harris bongos, Kenny Clark drums. So this was recorded, I think, in in Europe, in Germany, Cologne, Germany, and it's mostly expats that went there. So Shahib went there, obviously,
mostly is Audible.
Yeah. So Shahib himself, obviously, that Sam Records put that one out there. That was a Dutch, I forget what that was, but he was in Europe. So this is, there's some really excellent American expats on this one, and it's a cool record, and for the price, to get it in your collection and enjoy it, I think this is fine. It's probably it's either a needle drop or a digital source. It sounds better than a CD, I think, but yeah, the bass is maybe a little thin, but not, I say that, but I don't know. I mentioned for $30, this is a reasonable thing to get. I don't think the estate is getting anything. I don't think Argo is getting anything. I suspect it's just, legal in Europe and they import it to the United States type deal. So it's on that label, which is, whatever. But anyway, I got this, and I'm happy to have it in the collection for a good price. So,
Cool.
I don't have many gray market reissues. I don't even know if this is really gray market. I don't really know what the deal is with this, but I don't have many things where I don't know what the deal is in my collection. I have maybe 3 now, but this, because of what it is, I think this is a cool one to have in the collection, and one way to get this record. Any thoughts on this, Felipe? Any thoughts on like getting records, of this type of source and all that? What do you think?
I think it should be fine. If you think about how was it recorded, first thing, right? What would you expect?
Hold on, it's hard. It's a little hard to hear you, Felipe.
I'd say, what would you expect? Anyways, from this, right? I think people expect everything to sound like amazing, and all the. It's just a recording in the 70s or whatever in Europe. Anyway, they could do it. So if it's a tape, I don't think it matters much, to be honest.
I think it's not the 70s. Let me see when it is. It is 63.
63, yes.
So
even worse. They probably recorded even stuff recorded here in. Most of the stuff recorded here, but in that time period, in a club, right? It would sound like whatever.
Yeah.
So I think having this type of document good. Yeah.
And I listened to it. I enjoyed it. I will most certainly will revisit it again. And if I can get lucky and get an actual OG pressing on Argo, great. I'll upgrade it, but. There aren't that many titles that I feel like it's worth getting these types of gray market reissues. The ones I have generally are because the originals are like hundreds of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And I have that Clifford Jordan Night at the Mark 7. That's like a weird Japanese pressing. Mm-hmm. That's definitely like a gray market. This one, and then I have the Prince Lachey on Contemporary, which is actually, that's probably a legit copy, but it just is like a rainbow pressing. So but that's it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. But I think what I was gonna say. What kind of expectations do we have, right? And a lot of those gray labels. That's how I bought a lot of records early in the day when I was starting with my stuff, and I have no trouble. And there's so much like legit shit that sounds like shit. So, that people complain about.
Yeah.
Right. So,
yeah. Steven saying it's a fine find, and I don't feel guilty. It's not about that. Maybe it's a little bit about that.
Honestly, I've said that before, and I'll repeat it. I think buying a gray market from an old record, it's totally fine compared to streaming someone new that's not making any money out of it.
Yep.
Right.
I think it's terrible. Streaming is a terrible thing. Buying gray market from people that are dead, they're not going to make any difference to them. I think it's totally fine. Even if they were alive, those record deals back in the day, they would make a sense. They would pay for the session. That's it. The label owns it. So this whole talk about the family is not get the state, dude, that's bullshit. All those contracts, the label paid them for a session.
I agree. Yeah.
Go
No,
home.
I agree. Yeah.
So this
Very
is-
few people. That argument really doesn't make any sense for most
No.
artists.
So I think streaming for free now from someone that's trying to make ends meet and start a career, that's bad. That's really crappy.
Yeah. OJ. So OJ says it's hard to resell them though, right, Mike? I would say yes, they are hard to resell. If I did upgrade my copy, I would probably just pass this one on to a friend. Again, it was like $28 or something. Like, it's not like it's a huge investment. And I wanted it, and it's a fun way to enjoy it and, you know, read the liner notes and, you know, just in you know, get into the record a little bit more of a record that I probably will never get. This probably will be the copy of my collection. If I get lucky, I'll get it. But other than, you know, if it's, you know, even if it got listed for $200, I'm not buying it. Like, I would need somebody to just like list it, you know, for $80, you know, and that's probably not going to happen at this point, you know, unless somebody just gets it randomly who doesn't know about records, you know. So
exactly,
and you know, that happens. I mean, that happened. I bought that Benny Golson because that happened. I mean, I get most of my good records because of that, honestly.
Yeah.
So it could, but it's just like there's so many records that are expensive, but it's just like
and going back to the whole streaming thing, right? People stream for free. Guys, buying a full record digitally, even if you cannot play, I mean, just buy it. It's like usually like $9, $7, $10. It's cheaper than a crappy coffee drink at Starbucks anyway. That people buy like every day.
Yeah, it makes a big difference for the.
I own all of my distribution and publishing rights, and so my streaming, I'll let you know what I get from. I'll break it down. I'll do the accounting. But you know, you remember when recently Snoop was talking about he was making a big thing of having 1 billion streams and only making $45,000?
Yeah.
Well, really?
Yes, and it's true. And I am not going to defend the streamers, but every Snoop Dogg song has 10 writers on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you want to divide, you know what I mean? He needs to look at the breakdown. He needs to look at the breakdown a little bit more, because like my songs have one writer, so I get everything.
Yeah. You know? And honestly, it's still worth it for him to do it, because his value isn't just limited to what, like, the actual $45,000 he gets from that. He gets his name, publicity, therefore other ventures he has gets more cachet. Like, and obviously, like, this is hard to quantify, but like, he's $1 billion brand. I mean,
sure. Which is why we need people like him to put visibility on the fact that streaming is not very lucrative.
Yeah.
My biggest point though is that, you know, instead of people say, you know, records are expensive, CDs, buying downloads is almost like so cheap compared to many other crappy things that we buy daily. You know?
But I mean, I agree. You're definitely preaching to the choir, but like now you're in the changing hearts and minds business.
Exactly. No, but at the same time, people, you know,
I feel like
people complaining about dead artists. Oh, the families are not, dude. There's not even. But you never get any.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
That's ridiculous.
I do feel, if you know, this is my personal opinion, and correct me if this is totally wrong, but when I was really into new music, like really passionate about, you know, like pop and like what was happening and current like trends and stuff. I mean, I was a teenager and I was in college and I had no money, none.
CDs are so like super expensive.
It's just we were like, the college I went to had this, like, I forget what it was called now, but it was like this hub where everybody could share things for free. And like, it was a huge university, and like every punk band, everything was on there. I can't even believe how much content, every movie. And you just, if you were on the network of my college, you would just log into this and you could just download everything at super fast speed because we were all on the same network. And everybody did that. And it's because nobody had any money to, like, we all wanted everything. And this is before streaming. Like, streaming was really not like there. Like, I think streaming became a thing when I went to graduate school, and it wasn't Spotify. It was
No, it was
what was it?
Pandora and some other one.
Pandora. It was
Yeah, yeah.
Pandora.
So
And
yeah, it was like
yeah.
early 2000s. And if you think about the apex of CDs, I think that the highest point is like 2001, 2, and 3, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And but it didn't have singles anymore. You have to buy like a 80-minute CD with like 3 good songs only, and they're pushing it by $20, $17, whatever it was. That was really bad.
Yeah.
I think that's what kills CDs as well. They're greedy on that.
Oh
But
yeah,
now-
yeah.
now-
The insidiousness of the record industry sort of like hides behind the next new thing, right? And streaming is that thing right now because, and Steve Albini, who just died, which totally sucks. He was talking about this on several different interviews I was watching of him, where the manufacturing cost for CDs is quite low by comparison to vinyl. And so they were charging more for CDs than they were for vinyl at the time. Vinyl was like kind of a loss leader in the 90s and early 2000s. But so the record companies were just raking it in. The artists didn't get that shit.
No.
You know what I mean? And so, and then as soon as the final dagger was in the back of physical media with streaming, the record industry we thought was just going to go away. It sure as hell didn't. It just like receded into the shadows and cooked up its new thing, which was how are we going to, the streaming platforms became the record industry.
Yeah.
Well,
but there's two.
No, I won't be. I won't be, because you know what? The one thing I respect about Mazzy is that he was obsessed with, like, I was, I don't know, like I was obsessed. I played drums in high school and I was in punk bands and I was obsessed with music. And then I went to college and I played in drumline, and I wasn't actually that. I did it more for like the socialization piece of it, and I thought it was cool and it was fun to hang out. And I had friends, like just friends I met were in the drumline. So
Bass 5.
So that's why I did it. And Mazzy, I felt like his passion in music, like the amount of shows that he went to, the fact that he worked in record shops and like did stuff. I don't know exactly his entire CV, but he was into it his entire life more than me. I feel like there was a time between when I left college to, basically 5 years ago when I started getting into records, where music, I wasn't able to have it a primary focus really, because I was so focused on being able to survive and like make a career for myself and do those things. And I just everything else didn't matter, honestly. So now that I've been able to kind of, be a little bit more established, I can, and I have a little bit more disposable income, I've been able to kind of re-engage, and that's kind of my thing. So I see, I assume you're half joking here as well, but I just feel like I couldn't do what Mazzy does even if I wanted to. So
streaming killed music for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but the thing with the problem with streaming is if you're not on it, it's how artists get discovered as well. So it's like a weird thing. It's like unless you're big enough to just be like, fuck it, I don't need to. But if you're that big already, who cares?
There's
but
5 people that are that big. You know what I mean?
Like who? Yeah. Like, is there any artist that is able to make a career at a do?
But it's hard to get. But at the same time, it's hard to get discovered because the same things get pushed over and over. And the stream platforms like Spotify, they create fake artists and then they push it into the studio, so they're double dipping.
Yeah, I mean,
not to sound like a hack here, but like I don't know what Spotify's algorithm is. What if it's not that good? Like, what if it's just like. It's only as good as it's able to serve up the appropriate content to find things to go viral. And if I assume that their engineers know what they're doing, but like, who knows? I don't know.
Well, so from a musician standpoint, as somebody who's just released music on Spotify and every streaming platform, right? All of my music will be distributed that way. And the people that I talk to are in similar situations, people who are younger than me, who are about to make a life out of music and things like that. Getting discovered and going viral are not even something in their vernacular.
Oh, no, of course
and
not.
So like what people like me do and what I've learned from my peers in my local community, like the only job we do is to try, if you're not playing shows locally and starting to build that way, whatever it is that you're doing, is to try and make one new fan however you can, whenever you have the opportunity. And that sure as hell isn't just throwing your stuff up on Spotify and hoping for the best. You know what I mean? It almost is just kind of in the background. None of us think we're going to.
But isn't it like a must in your arsenal of like promotional materials to be on Spotify?
Yeah, but it doesn't cost anything.
No.
That's what I mean. But it's just like as much as like it's fucked up, it's like you also have to be there.
Well, yeah, but yes. But as soon as you detach yourself from any sort of probability of that being the vehicle for your success,
yeah, that's fair.
It will just be there when you create your success. It'll be there waiting so people can listen to your stuff. Another thing is though, because it doesn't cost very much to get distribution, there are literally hundreds of thousands of songs being submitted and going live on Spotify every day.
On a daily basis.
Daily basis, yeah. And so,
I'm on. I don't really use it that much, but I do go on TikTok every once in a while. And for whatever reason, there's a thing, and if you're on it, I don't know if I'm just being targeted for whatever reason, but there's a girl that said, "I'm going to make the song of the summer," and she literally just says, "I'm looking for a guy." With who's in finance with a trust fund, 6'5" and blue eyes, and somebody and she said like this is the song of the summer, and then all these people who like make like DJ music took that voiceover and just put it on top of like all those like club beats, and like I scroll through it and it pops up all the time, and it's just like the reason I mention that is because like when you think about hit songs of the past. And how, I know the term viral wasn't a thing, but like how people and young people are engaging with content, like that is like a thing. Like people are enjoying that song. It's being used in clubs now. Like there are videos that there are DJs that use that and people flip out because they know they've heard it and it's like a hip thing. And it's like, that's totally new in its own way. And
it's not new. It's not new. It's just faster.
It's just faster, yes. I was going to say the same thing, Louis.
New avenue.
If you think about even like from the 50s, whatever, I mean, radio stations, pay to play. I mean, that was always the business. It's just different, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you can't plan that type of stuff, and it's just like, I don't know, and people love it, and that's great. I mean, I'm not hating on it. Like, it's fun. It's a fun thing for 18-year-old people trying to get into clubs underage that like it. I get it.
Yeah. So CJ brings up a good point. That song's going to disappear because it's party music, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Party music has its place. I love that kind of shit. I love it. Like how many times a year am I going to eat cotton candy? But when I do get it, it's great. What I'm saying? But like, so the question is like relevant music, like music that will become relevant. And its relationship to the algorithm and streaming is an interesting thing to think about for me, as someone who plans on making music for the rest of my life, it's.
But the thing is, we talk, I just want to say this, like we talk about, we're talking about like, sales, number of listeners, etc. We do, I'm not an expert on this stuff, so just take this with a grain of salt, but one of the reasons why those Blue Notes are so expensive is because they are rare records, relatively. It's not like they're Bruce Springsteen, triple platinum, sales in actual record. The reason why that Blue Note, bass on top sold for $2,000 is because that's the only one. You wait another 6 months for another one to come up, and it probably, who knows what condition it's going to be in. So the point is like, when these jazz guys were doing it back in the 50s, and these, Alfred Lyon and all those guys, they weren't becoming rich off this. I mean, I don't know what the finances were, but this wasn't, this also, I'm just saying, like, these were artists, and it wasn't like this was, I really don't know, because sometimes I look at like Norman Granz with Verve. He had Lester Young, but then he also had Buddy Rich and Louis Bellson and like all these guys, and these guys were popular. So I don't know, like maybe that did sell really well, and that did support some Blue Note stuff. I don't know.
So when we're talking streaming here, the stuff that Louis said is like pop music. This was never pop music. Even back in those days, pop music was R&B. Always.
I don't know. Buddy Rich was on the Tonight Show playing drums. You know, he was popular.
He was white.
Yeah, but popular is not like selling coast to coast.
The problem is popular and making money is not.
Oh, yeah.
No, absolutely not.
No. Well, that's why,
Pushing the cap.
And honestly, there are popular things that do go for, that are expensive. But most of it usually, like, I collect Sinatra. Like, those records today, you can get clean original pressings of some of his best records for $15, maybe less.
Yeah, I got
It's not expensive.
Albums, yeah.
And those are some of those, and those are the good ones. The bad ones you can get for even cheaper. So like, and that's because he sold millions of copies, millions. It's just flooded. You go to any record store, they'll have a few of them, if not a ton of them. All right, I do need to go. I know Wyoming Dave. Do you just want to show a couple? You just want to show a couple records while you're up here?
Why don't you just keep growing your pile and wait for next time, man?
Yeah. Well,
You already got 15.
CJ's in the chat gallery. He gifted me 11 albums. I'll show his real fast. CJ,
All right, let's do it.
I'll hurry.
Let's do it, Dave.
This is a reissue. This is a reissue.
Oh, yeah.
Which reissue is that? OJC?
OJC, Eric Dolphy.
Yeah.
Very nice.
CJ
Excellent.
got me that one. It's pretty
Great
good.
stuff.
Very good record.
It's
Hell yeah. It's a great one.
CJ got me Lionel Hampton. I haven't listened.
Okay.
It's a original Columbia album.
Lionel Hampton was a tough dude. A lot of people didn't like him.
Really?
Yeah, because there's stories.
I like his music.
Yeah.
Another one.
Oh, another one.
All right.
I haven't listened to this one yet either.
Oh man, look at that line. I don't think I've ever seen that
Clark
one.
Terry, Ben Webster, Milt Hinton. I've heard all those.
That's
Hank
killer.
Jones. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice.
That's the original Impulse one. Let me see. Two Herbie.
Hey Dom. Good to see you, buddy.
Okay, this is original pressing. I think. Herbie Hancock, Prisoner.
The Prisoner, yeah.
I think that's original. It says the original Liberty Records. I don't know. I think that's
Okay.
Yeah, the Liberties are very good.
Yeah. And
Dom's I mean, I feel like everybody does know this, but Dom is an artist. He probably knows about streaming as well. Be good.
I have its record.
second
Be
pressing.
interesting to hear his take on these types of conversations.
I haven't listened to that one.
And Dom, congrats on your 400th radio broadcast.
Yeah,
that's pretty incredible. That's incredible. So,
Illinois Jack. How you pronounce the last name? Jack A.
okay.
This is a Black Lion album from the early 70s or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. Ronnie Scott's. That's
Cool.
awesome.
Oh. This is not original Lee Morgan one.
Yeah, but it's a great record.
It's good 2015 repress, it says.
That's all right. 2015. Oh, that'd probably be the 75 anniversary, right?
75, yeah.
He got me after he died, I guess, one more album.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I've seen that before. Very nice.
This one I listened to finally. Oscar Peterson, Motions and Emotions.
Oh, I've never seen that. Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Massive Records. Yeah.
Very cool.
Never come across that
That's
label.
some
right
great
now.
stuff here.
Yeah.
Did you say CJ sent you these?
DJ Preston Jasny sent me these. Yeah.
Wow. Very nice.
All it sounds just out of blue. He messaged me on Instagram.
Good job.
This is a reissue of his Impulse stuff.
Okay. Nice.
2%.
I have the Farrah Sanders two for Impulse reissue. It's good. It's a great way to get those records, which are pretty expensive.
I don't come across Farrah Sanders album very often. And here's one more he got me. George Russell.
Oh, fantastic.
This is from like the early 70s or like
Yeah, no, that's Yeah.
Rob's got 6 OGs of that.
Yeah,
Riverside Records.
I'm amazed how many Rob buys in a week.
Thanks. That's the one.
I also am amazed.
Thanks, Mike. I got some more.
All right, very cool. Yeah, no, that's great, man. That's a killer haul. Good job, CJ.
I've listened to half of them so far.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, guys. Well, I got to shut it down. I got to take this dog out before she goes to the bathroom in the house.
Wrap it up.
She's still.
Felipe comes back.
Felipe, do you want to take it over? We don't have to shut it down if you want to keep going.
I want to crash.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
late there, isn't it?
I want to crash. It's like almost midnight.
Yeah, we're 11:30 now. So we'll cut this one short. I got stuff to show, but I'm gonna hold it for next time. Killer Grail level stuff. So tune in next time.
Mike, look at the Aurora Borealis when you're outside.
It's
It's 100% happening. It was happening in Illinois.
All right, I'll check it out. Very cool.
You should too, Dave.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts? Dave, any final thoughts? Nicole, Louis, Felipe?
No.
Not really.
Check out the Northern Lights.
All right.
Yeah.
Spotify sucks.
Yeah, it does. Bye, guys.
It's starting
All
to get
right.
dark here.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Later.
Good night.